Okay, I think I'm live. As always, we're watching this for criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Hello, ATF Media, BB, South to West. So let's start off with, unfortunately, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we have to start with some heavy-hearted news. The Boit has grown a little bit darker. Vinny Slugga's channel was deleted. It said that it was due to policy violations. I'm not really sure what those policies were, obviously, but Vinny Slugga, who I'll do a full video tribute to him, but I thought that, oh, hang on a second, I gotta, okay. Did I do that right? All right. So anyway, to celebrate Vinny Slugga, Vinny Slugga's dead channel. Let's do a 10 bell salute to one of the strangest content creators in Boyd history. And I still don't know to this day if anyone involved knew they were being filmed except for Vinny. I'll do a full tribute to him at a later time. Thank you, Vinny Slugga, for your weird content. I'll do a full video later on. Since this is Dorunda Day, I gotta start off. I needed something like, I needed a boost. You know, after the Vinny Slugga news, VP went to court yesterday. I needed something, and so I thought, what else? You know, there's more to Dorunda, right, than just prime time. And so I thought, what better way to start off than with a George Dorunda's tribute to Reflection. You got your hand on permanent marker. That's
Hi,
still
I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Performance Showcase. Let me tell you, the biggest budget possible, the highest production standards. I'm so proud of the production quality of this upcoming video. Yes, here on Performance Showcase right now, it's Reflection. Ole, 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 ole.
Yeah, VP was rough yesterday. What a stream, though. What an incredible stream. My best stream in months that I've seen. Really good. South to West, were you in there when did you see whenever she was like reaffirming her religious beliefs? I thought that was pretty wild. What's up, Daninsky? Oh my god, I love this. What's up, Hurricane? What a music video, though. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed they gave him the spot right behind her. See people rocking, hear people chant their feelings hot, hot, hot. Keep up the spirit, come on, let's do it. Hot, hot, hot. It's in the air, celebration time. Music sweet, activate your Oh shoot, man. ATF Media, did you know that at some point Jeannie was sung Leaves Reflection? I couldn't believe it. I thought she was a lifer. Has you hard, hard, hard. Look at her dance moves. Oh shit. I forgot maybe the biggest news of all. Savvy Guy has announced that he is wanting to leave the country over the big tax hikes and inflation and stuff like that. He said he's had enough. He's looking to leave the United States. That Olay. Don't give me that Olay bullshit. Say what you want about George, but man, could you get a group of people like this together to perform like this? Like, there's no way. I couldn't. I think very few people could have access to it, would be able to get a group of people together to agree to do this. You found out who Amanda is and her channel? Uh-oh. All right. Amanda from, what's that guy's name? What the fuck is that guy's name? Romano Productions.
Are you feeling? Are you feeling? Are you feeling? Are you feeling?
Who is Amanda? Really? Damn, Jesus, son.
Are you feeling? 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 Are you feeling?
Should have got Paro to do that part. He could have nailed it. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh, look at this crew. Oh yeah, here we go. It looked like him. Ananja.
Like a song of love that clings to me. All the thought of you, this thing
That mullet though. Man, that's a good one. How could he regret it?
That's right, darling. It's incredible that someone so unforgettable.
We believe in you, Paro. God, wow. This is like The Shining. What a tacky shirt.
That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable.
Hey, ATF Media, can you imagine that you're dancing at your wedding and this is like the song that's the performance going on?
Thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Man. Strong. Proper trad. She did the curtsy.
Ooh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Lying awake, I turn to you as you are softly sleeping. I think of what I'd like to do while you were somewhere dreaming.
Well, she just exudes sexuality with these scandalous dance moves. I don't have a super mullet. I've had my hat off before.
I wonder, wonder, wonder why. Find it hard to find the words to say what I am feeling. You're so loud, but I know you're the reason why.
Who's the other woman?
Why I'm so happy all the time. Oh, I wonder, wonder, wonder why. I need nothing else in life than to hold you. Oh, why you look so deep? I don't need no sleep. I just need you here with me. Baby, I live my love with you. Ooh, la 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 la.
Yeah, Gloria Estefan really going to be cashing in on claiming all this ad revenue.
I love you. All I wanna do.
Oh, speaking of which, there were no copyright issues at all yesterday with the Puerto Rican wrestling. Obviously the WCW stuff came up as a match, but at least we know we can watch World Wrestling Council stuff with shouldn't be any issues. No claims on that part of the video at all. Even the copyrighted
It
music
would
to
never
play.
cross my mind to find another lover. 'Cause after having been with you, there could be no other. Just touching you, I'm satisfied. Oh, I wonder, wonder, wonder.
She's got to be still alive, I would think.
I need nothing else tonight than to hold you.
Hey, Upwood. You don't think the ATF Media, you don't think they were like a known thing in their town, like a known band? Like people were like, oh, that's Jeannie was sung from Reflection.
Oh,
Imagine yesterday you're here for the Puerto Rican wrestling from the 80s, and then today for some reason you're watching a compilation video of a wedding band. Like, what would you call this? Like a demo, like a perform. I think George calls it a performance showcase that you'd send out to like a prospective client. That's Jeannie was sung. Well, ATF Media, I got in trouble when I didn't get in trouble, but I got like socially, chastised because somebody told me that their band went on a tour, right? And I asked them what the tour was, and they said that they had driven out, that they had called ahead and asked if they could play at like these different or like reserved open mic nights at like 3 different bars, like a state over. And all they did was go to like open mic nights, and I'm like, that's not a tour. You just you just drove somewhere, and apparently like saying that kind of stuff is a big no-no in the live music category. A scratch-off ticket. Oh no! What a hot gas station lady should be though. Ugh. Be pouring like a Slurpee all over her A-cuppers. What's that lady doing? This is the message we need right now. The lady behind, I mean, can't compete with her looks wise, but she's kind of got her outclassed on the moves. It depends if George was working at the newspaper at the time or not.
It's pure infotainment.
Who would be, they would talk about who was going to get the, hang on, I want to skip past this one because it looks like it's from an episode of Primetime, so I don't want us to like miss out on, I don't want us to have to miss out on that performance live on the show.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun
It's great, good lip sync.
I see the passion in your eyes. Sometimes it's all a big surprise. 'Cause there was a time when all I did was wish you'd tell me this was love. It's not the way I hoped or how I planned. Somehow it's enough, and now we're standing.
Why is she holding her cooch?
face to face. Isn't this
Is it that powerful? She got to keep the safety on.
just when I thought our chance had passed, you go and save the best for last. All of the nights you came to me when some silly girl had set you free. You wondered how you'd make it through. I wondered what was wrong with you. 'Cause how could you give your love to someone
I don't know if I'd have kept this one on the demo reel or not, to be honest.
Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can see. But now we're standing face to face. Isn't this world a crazy place? Just when I thought our chance had passed, you go and save the best for last.
Oh, there you go. Oh, how soothing. Deep B-side.
Looking for is the one thing you can see. Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. Just when I thought.
Do you think I can convince those Gen Z witches that we met to recreate this video or to make a similar video?
A chance at last, you go and save the best for last. You went and saved the best.
20, mid-20s.
for last. Yeah.
Oh my God, no way. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason she just seems like she's, I think the Janet guy is the youngest guy in the band. And he's probably like just out of high school or like in the beginning of college age. And I think she's like, she would be like after college. In my opinion, she seems like she's like mid-20s, maybe even early to late 20s. Yeah, she probably is.
I've been meaning to tell you, I've got this feeling that won't subside.
Why is he singing it?
I look at you and I fantasize.
What a letdown.
Mine tonight. Now I've got you in my sights. With these hungry eyes, well, look at you and I can't disguise your hungry eyes.
Why is he singing it? I don't understand.
Feel the magic between you and I. I wanna hold you so hear me out.
This guy, let's be real. This guy lets his ego get in the way of this band over and over and over again. He's constantly putting himself in the spotlight. Old boy, the young guy, outperforms him every time we see him, and yet he's always buried in the background. Like, this guy he's tanking Reflection. That's why we're not hearing about the 30th anniversary tour of Reflection. This guy tanked it.
I wanna show you what love is all about. Darling, tonight. Now I've got you in my sights.
I think maybe that's the purpose of all this Boyd stuff, is that I need to be the person who does Reflection behind the music.
With these
Long, long eyes.
well, look at you and I can't disguise her hungry eyes. I feel the magic between you and I.
look at that guy. He's like, oh my god. Is that the dad? Look for my upcoming short series, Thoughts on Reflection. You got plenty of their albums on vinyl. Oh, look at that guy. Sure. If it meant I could meet Jeannie Wasung, absolutely. Okay, if she's in her, let's just say she's 26 here. That would make her 12 years older than me. So now she would be like in her mid 50s. That's not too bad. Honestly, though, for real, I think I would probably commission Minnie Manson to record my entrance music. I would want Minnie Manson to cover The Harder They Come, Willie Nelson version. Anand J, when it comes to somebody like Janine Wasung, who's like this, like a transcendent artist, like there's no wall. Like their talent, like, you know, is like plot art, is like wall armor. What's up, what's up, Junk? Well, this isn't weird at all. Wow, look at the effort in this one. Whoa! Hello, nurse. Where have those been hiding? Whoa! Oh no! Oh no!
Small to say the least, but a little scared. Neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast. Never just the same. Ever a surprise.
I can't believe this is a real thing. That all these people knew each other, the Dorunda verse. I don't understand this part of the video. Is that her as a kid? Is that her daughter? Especially with the vest, like I don't the white jeans and then the vest kind of threw me. Like I wear white pants a lot, but I feel like the shirt I don't wear like I feel like the stuff I wear makes sense with it. It looks like, you know, Tampa trash the way that I dress. Like I don't think he had really a coherent look to it. That's true, Daninsky. Whoa! Oh my god.
Sweet and strange, but you can change, loving you wrong.
Yeah, this outfit doesn't need white pants. The top half looks like Uncle Joey or an Uncle Joey Jesse combo. Wow. EFD 306, please. Mullet guy is cool. What's his name? He's a Janik. I don't remember. I don't know what his name is, though. Which one he is. Steve Janik. Whoa. Okay, there you go, guys. Steve Janik, Jeannie Wasung, Jeff Janik, John Reynolds, Lori Squire, and Jim Janik. Now, Jeff Janik is the one who is the young guy, right? He does the basketball stuff? Or is that Steve? Jim, I think, is the guy with the weird haircut, maybe. Oh, look at all the reflection dancers. Okay, hang on. It's ringing. Hi, I was calling to see if I could get some more information on reflection. It rings, and I left a message, but I don't know if they'll get back to me. Double J, Jeff Janik. Wow. Well, that's a good way to kick the show off. Oh, I just got to put in whatever theater mode. There we go.
Now, the guy said it was just around this corner. Oh, okay, here it is. It's Dave's house right here. From David Letterman's house, right for his address.
Do you think they get a lot of calls at that number for more information? Okay, this one has 54 views, this episode.
It's prime time with George Dorunda. Tonight, we sample pizza at the Big E with our friends from Giovanni's.
So it is still connected to James G. Okay, well, I'll call back and leave a proper message then.
More animals at Southwick Zoo. Young flugelhorn player Allison Young.
Fat
Plus,
Mean Gene.
the Chet Dragon Band and Cajun Johnny B.
Oh my god, ATF Media, Chet Dragon is back. You know what that means? Could we, after all this time, after all these months of waiting, Are we gonna get Mary Lou?
So get ready for the most
Oh,
entertaining
shit.
show on television.
That's one of the best woo deliveries ever. It's me.
Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. And let me tell you, we've got a great show for you because we're down here, we're in New Canaan, Connecticut. We found Dave Letterman's house, and
New
Dave's
Haven.
inside. He wouldn't let us in. I don't know why. He's got his guys out here working. They're raking leaves for him. So let's start off the big show with some pizza and our friends at Giovanni's.
I hope you do a lot.
Okay, so if this doesn't look good, it's Zasco's fault, right?
I hope we're gonna do some editing on
you
this.
heard that. Hey,
That's right.
This is Rick, and we found you again.
meet you,
You know,
George.
we run into you everywhere. Let's see, the Taste of Chicopee.
Taste of Chicopee.
Where else? The fireworks in Chicopee.
Yeah,
but now
South
you're
Park.
out of Chicopee. You're here at the Big E.
I don't go too far.
The
Yeah.
most entertaining guy at the Big E this year.
Oh, you can tell that, huh? Yeah, here we are.
And
Eastern States.
why are you the most entertaining guy at the Big E?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because you have
found me-
pizza.
That's right. People love
Back at
pizza.
the
We're
Big E.
here.
I love pizza.
Yeah, pizza and grinders. We got all kind of grinders, cold cut grinders.
And you have some
ham and
helpers today?
cheese. Yeah, I got some helpers. I got.
I mean, if they would legit talk to me, I would totally do whatever to make a reflection documentary, or at least make a video, or a, you know, some kind of a history piece for the band. 100%.
Donnie in here and his
That's the kind of collab I'm interested in. Are collabing with, like, making stories, like documenting stories like that.
daughter, Marianne, doing a nice job.
And what
Having a
brings
lot
you to
of
the Big
fun.
E? How many years have you been doing the Big
Yeah,
E?
we've been here for 6 years. Happy to be here. I hope we're here for another 6.
So you do, like, now did you leave the fort unattended at home in Chicopee?
No, I got my sister there and Donnie's girlfriend.
Well, you gotta
She's
keep
doing-
checking on Donnie.
That's
I
right.
see
wanna-
you keep
I wanna
looking back
I
at
wanna
him.
Make sure he's making everything right. He does a good job. Nope, Cindy's there. We got a staff of 15 people back at the store.
So there's no loss of quality back there.
No.
Get crack for me. Pussy is plentiful and stocked everywhere. A band like Reflection only comes around once in a lifetime.
No, no.
I don't know,
That's all I'm
Memorial
saying.
Drive.
Back in Chicopee, yeah.
But you're here on Memorial Avenue at the Big E.
Here we're portable. We go where the people are. The Eastern States is one of the biggest fairs in the country, and we want to be here.
Now,
We're here.
as is the custom,
Yes, sir. Oh, you like to eat? That's right.
I like to eat.
Okay,
that's
Donnie.
part of the game. You see, you do the TV show, and then you get all kinds of free food,
Well,
right?
here's the free food. Try a slice of pizza.
Giovanni's Pizza.
Everybody's pizza. Don't eat the plate too. That tastes good, huh?
You know, even without the plate.
That's right, huh? You just spit the plate out and finish the pizza.
Why don't you serve pizza at the Taste of Chicopee?
No, they wanted me to do the meatballs over there. We
So
did the
you do
meatballs and garlic bread, and wherever they want us to serve, we can throw ideas out.
You run the gamut of fine
Yep,
food.
Yeah. Fast food, fine food.
That's because he's trying to get a fantasy that it's not even. He's like, he wants this fantasy girl that doesn't exist. He wouldn't know what to do with Grace if he actually met her. He needs to go out and meet, like, people in his town or in his, immediate vicinity. Get some proximity poon.
Fine
Fast
food.
fine
There's a
food.
fine fast food.
Yeah, whatever. No, we do different things. We serve a lot of different things at the restaurant too.
No, I'm hoping that comes up, Deninsky. Didn't we do the math one time to figure out how old Ben was when the show came out, whether or not the likelihood of George trying what the fuck was the name of that restaurant? Absentia.
And here we just
You
do
know
the
what you
pizza
need
and
that this
grinders.
other fast food restaurant has? They had this guy running around wearing a purple
Oh, he's mad about War Chief?
rug.
Jeremy?
Who was that?
That was over
Pac-Man
there. Over there at the place with the arches.
Oh,
They had
oh,
this
Mr.
guy
McDonald.
running around wearing a purple rug.
Yeah, we need a mascot. We got to come up with something.
You need,
Come
you
up
need
with something. Let me
you need
know.
a Giovanni's mascot. How about a giant walking garlic?
Giant pizza guy.
A giant pizza
We
guy.
got to do something.
Hey, it's
Ben was
Pizza
about
Man.
20.
And Rick, thanks for
All
being
right,
here.
George. Yep.
When did he open the restaurant?
And
Glad
we'll
to
be
see you
back
here.
with more of the big program right after this.
All right, these guys get some free pizza now.
Till way later. Oh my god. This is intense.
If this doesn't scare you, just wait.
Great commercial, wow. AIDS.
The doctor will see you now.
One night a year ago, Vanessa got high with some guy and forgot everything she learned about preventing AIDS. Now her life is the horror show. AIDS. Another.
I do believe that Janine, if I had to say, I think Jeannie Wasung probably had a pretty good life. I bet she either got into a career and made good money or married into some money or something. I just don't see Jeannie Wasung not being successful in life. She just radiates, you know, success.
Way drugs can kill.
George looks like a grimace. He kind of does in that picture. Oh man, is that a real giraffe? What does he live in that house?
Welcome back to the big program, and my next guest has lots of records, many records. And here he is to perform the squirrel polka. You know, Dave has a lot of squirrels running around in his yard. It's Chet Dragon.
Oh no. Where's Mary Lou? Can we agree that Mary Lou Dragon is the Boba Fett of the Dorundaverse? Well, I guess now, though, Boba Fett has a bunch more story, but, like, back in my day, Boba Fett had, like, very little screen time, but everybody always talked about him. I think Mary Lou Dragon is kind of like the chat's Boba Fett of the Dorundaverse. See, everybody at this place is getting laid. This is where Foreman needs to be, is down at his local AIW hall or VFW hall, the Elks Club, the Lions Club. I don't really have much time, although Vinny Slugga is retired now, but I actually have a massive archive of Vinny Slugga stuff I could still clip, but I don't have a whole lot of watching time left. She met her fairy godmother in LA. Wow. I saw her numbers were what she was like almost at 300 whenever I checked in on Kick.
Earl Shabinsky, ladies and gentlemen.
Dagny. Cool and mysterious like OPC Don. Yeah, once the hair went blonde, the trad was the clock was ticking on the trad. What's the worst thing that happens? You go down there, you dance with some people, and then you go, like, the worst case scenario, you go home. Like, I feel like he's really missing out on he could really be picking up some chicks, I think, if he went to some of these local polka I don't know, do you think old people still like polka now?
Yes, we have to pause here, but we'll be back with more colorful images.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young.
The flag was still there.
We studied its importance when we were in our teens.
He saw the flag.
We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate.
Present. Huh.
Lower it when we mourn.
I can't believe they took Vinny Slugga's channel down. I can't believe it.
With it when they've fallen.
He was literally just in the chat yesterday.
United States of America.
Now,
It stands for what we are and what we believe in.
in the cosmos.
How we treat it says a lot about us.
Yes, welcome back to Prime Time, and it's time to head out to Southwick Zoo with our good friend, Lee. I wonder if Dave will give us some lunch. I'm getting a little hungry.
Oh, George liked
So it's
Lee. I
Lee,
think.
and how did you get into animals? I understand you've been working with animals for a number
Or
of
is that a
years.
different
Oh, quite a few,
zookeeper?
yes. Well, I have a bachelor's degree. I majored in art and was having a hard time finding a job. I wanted to be a children's book illustrator. So,
No, I was pretty much VP locked yesterday because after her court thing, she kind of had some pretty unusual content, and then I went back and watched like the bench conversation with Purple, and then she was really getting into it with chat all night, pretty much.
stumbling around with that for a little while. Then I got a temporary job at Benson's Animal Farm up in New Hampshire.
The now defunct Benson's Animal Farm.
Right, as a groom for a horse act, and the trainer was fired, so I started doing the act, and that's where I met my husband. He was doing the elephants and an act with big cats.
Are you talking about Vinny
So,
Slugga
and I thought
and
that was
Anjay?
pretty cool that he was doing that. So of course I
Now,
was interested in him.
we looked at the big cats around
Yeah.
here, and they said I wouldn't last too long in the cage with them.
Probably none of us would, no. Unless you're working with them constantly, it's not a good idea to go in with them.
Now, they never really become tame.
Oh, no. No wild animal.
I'll do a video about Vinny because I really do think he's underrated as a creator. But basically, I think Vinny doesn't understand how the internet works. He doesn't understand, that you shouldn't put all of your home security footage camera, and you shouldn't upload videos of every phone call that you make. You shouldn't upload all the videos of your dad just driving around town. Like I don't think anyone who was on camera ever really knew what was going on. So like when I was going to do a little video about him, it was going to be called like On the Air but Unaware, because that was pretty much his content, was just like filming his neighbors through the Ring cameras, and like it was like a real he had set up a real Truman Show situation with all of his loved ones and neighbors.
Really does. You can train them to do things, but only, I think, best under very controlled circumstances.
We're the easiest animals to work with.
I think the dogs are the easiest because they really want to do what it is you ask them. They want to please you. They're probably the most fun because there's the least worry, there's the least concern with working with them.
And like Vinny's girlfriend has Down syndrome, and he kept posting videos of all of their phone calls, and it's not a halfway house, but like a group home, I guess. The like group home kept telling him to stop doing that, and he would record those phone calls and post the phone calls of them telling him to stop posting the phone calls. I'm wondering if that's eventually what got the channel taken down. I'm not sure.
I don't know, there's so many fun things you can do with them. The elephants are a lot more complicated.
Well, that's just it. How do you get an elephant to do something that they don't want to do?
You don't. You get them so you hope that they'll want to do it, and you try to convince them that they want to do it. But people think you force animals into doing something, especially an animal like an elephant, especially our elephants. They can be very sensitive, and you don't. You have to be very easygoing with
I like her
them. There's
little
a lot
cave
more
girl
give and
outfit,
take
though.
than people think. Sometimes you ask them, sometimes you demand. Most of the time you say please and
hope for the best.
right. You can't force an elephant to do anything. If you want them to go there and they don't want to go there, they're not going to go there.
Now, does our elephant have a name here?
Oh, of course. We have 2 elephants.
We have 2 elephants.
Yeah.
Which one were we looking at today?
That was Zoe.
That was Zoe.
Yeah, she's the newest. We also have Angel, who's touring. She's visiting fairs right now during the summer.
And how old is Zoe?
Zoe's 8 years old, so she's still a kid. She won't be full grown until she's about 16.
I noticed she looked like that lean, mean elephant machine.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah, she's not. Angel is not our lean mean
Trad
elephant
cave
machine.
girl.
She's more of a chub.
She's the full-grown.
Right. Yeah. Well, she's not full grown. She's
So
just
it's not
a year old.
It's not baby fat on an elephant, or is it?
No, they're always pretty fat. A sign that they're well fed. We just shovel the food to them.
And what do they eat around here?
Mostly
You think
hay
she
and grain
abused the
and
elephants?
treats of carrots and apples. Yeah, they love apples especially.
Don't they like pumpkin bread?
Oh, pumpkin bread.
I keep waiting for like an executive order to come down to like return the elephants to the circus. I saw somebody was using holograms, which I thought was kind of neat.
Cookies, bread, anything. But you don't want to give them too much of that stuff because they can gain weight like the rest of us. So.
I actually have some Grace clips coming up, but they're from my archive. But I will, if they're still up, next time I'm over at Kick. That's the real issue with Kick too, is that like Grace will post 4 or 5 streams a day, and then it only keeps like the last so many streams, or at least it looks like it.
That's like a treat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, would an elephant have cholesterol? Like people claim they have cholesterol problems?
Animals usually don't have the problems that people have. Animals usually.
Did you hear George casually saying that he doesn't think that cholesterol is a real thing? And he's like, people who claim they have cholesterol problems.
Instinctively know what's best for them to eat. It's
They don't-
people that run into trouble.
And they don't have the stress that people have, right?
No, they just give us the stress.
Can't believe Savvy's
I know she
leaving
gives
the
me
country.
stress. Sometimes I want to wring her neck, but most of the time I love her. So she's like a kid. The animals can drive you nuts. It's especially when you expect them to perform a certain way, and of course, when somebody you want to impress is watching the show, that's when they're gonna.
That's the day where they have a mind of their own, and there's no changing that.
Right. That's when they're gonna say, "I don't remember how to do that." So the
Cholesterol
most important thing to
truther.
learn if you're gonna be presenting animal acts is to be embarrassed, because from time to time they just will not do what you want them
What's
to
the
do.
most embarrassing moment you ever had?
There's so many of them.
She got
is
shit
there anyone
on.
that sticks out in your mind? where,
Guaranteed.
like everything went wrong, and this animal just didn't want to do what he or she was supposed to do.
Yeah, but all you can do is go along with it and say, oh well. The elephant occasionally will have to go to the bathroom in the ring, and you just say, oh well, they don't make good house pets, and go on. Yeah, you go on, because as long
It's
as
like doing a TV show. It's a joke and on
yeah,
you go.
and if
George is basically driven by health food now, so I bet his attitude's changed on cholesterol.
and if you look like you're upset, then the people aren't gonna have fun watching. As long as it looks like you're having fun, then it doesn't matter. I mean, no one's perfect. The dogs will goof up now and then, and as long as they're running around and barking and looking like they're having a good time, and that's mostly what people
I saw Rich posted something about Ava saying she was shacked up with their words, not mine, had been shacked up with a heroin user.
want to see. So you try, and that's all
The HFF Ava feud is like really heating back up lately.
you can do.
Now, how do the horses fit in?
How do they?
We touched base with the dog.
She got trapped in its
dogs and the
asshole.
elephant.
Well, that's what I started with. I enjoy that. That's probably one of the most fun things to present. I worked a 6-horse Liberty Act before, and now I'm working 2
Oh,
horses.
wow.
Liberty Act means that they're at liberty in the ring. They're loose. You're not controlling them with reins. All animals have different motivations. Horses are a little more standoffish, but
What breeds of horses are easier to work with?
I don't think it matters. Just like dogs. I'm sure every horse person has their preference. They think Arabians are best or quarter horse. I have Arabians here, and they work out well for me because they're very people-oriented. So
Do you like to choose from an overall group? Like
Mark
if you're
the
looking
goose,
for a
hell
good
yeah.
horse to work with, would you look?
I'm flush with geese videos. Plus, there are geese everywhere right now. I found a little like enclave of geese that are in this one little area. And if you play Pokemon Go, you can get the whatever the name of that the like rock snake looking.
Look at 40 or 50 horses, and
I wish I had that option. No, I usually don't.
or can you make any horse do?
You can get any animal to do something. They all have their preferences. Like with the dogs, I have 9 dogs. Some of them are very talented, and I could teach them to do a million tricks. Some are almost good at nothing, but sitting on the seat and.
Oh, why is my... Hold on. So I just noticed my Wi-Fi dropped really low there. Okay. Sorry about that.
Looking cute. So they all have their own talent. Some of them are very athletic.
Yeah, Onyx.
Some of them are not so athletic. So you just you work with the ones you can. You get them to do the things they like to do. That's the best way to train an animal, is just to find out what they like.
Oh, I think HFF and Ava definitely have a overall positive relationship. I mean, they wouldn't give each other so much attention if they didn't, in my opinion.
Like to do best, and then go with that. That's the most fun for me. It's the most fun for them.
And really, Ava's doing free labor for HFF because she's out there spreading the word, getting people to come to HFF and watch the show and learn about them. You know, some of those people are going to convert into viewers, so I know why HFF kind of baits her out of hiding every once in a while. Because, I mean, she's advertising for them for free, and then she gets the benefit of, like, you know, more views because, you know, they have that built-in audience.
Try and branch out and get them to do more and more from the initial starting point.
Yeah, works best.
And this is our newest. Can we get our newest edition in here?
Oh,
Hubie.
look at that little guy.
This is Hubert Humphrey.
This is Hubert Humphrey.
Right.
Oh my God.
And he's hopefully going to be in the show next year. I think he'll be best at a little clown routine where he does.
Hey, Ember.
It'll look like he does everything wrong and he makes a fool out of the clown, which will be easy to do. So
he can't be serious, can he? Junk. There's no way. What's the thought process behind anyone who thinks that, like, Grace is going to initiate with them if they've been around for, like, you know, 6 months or a year or longer? Like, I don't understand the thought process there.
Yeah, it's those clowns that get in the way anyway, right?
Yeah. So we have to harass the clown a little bit. Oh, come here, Hubie. But he's got
Hubie's
potential.
camera shy, right?
Yeah, he's got tons of potential because he's a little jerk and he loves to be around people. So I think he'll really love to perform, right, Hube? Yeah.
And how about the llama? How do you train a llama?
You can't get a llama to do too much. I know llama people would have words with me for saying that, but they're not super bright, and I don't think they're.
Yeah, isn't Ben doing like sit-down interviews with Ava now for her channel?
Now, I've heard about llamas being house pets.
I don't see how that would work myself. They can make a good pet, but I'd rather keep them outside. There's a lot of animals people think would make good house pets, but.
They're not all necessarily.
Yeah, it depends what your house looks like afterward, I suppose.
So you've had a long career here, and.
Yeah, well, my husband and I came here to stay a month about 5 years ago.
It's like getting offended when the people at Olive Garden don't really treat you like family. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's a business. Like, I think we all understand how, like, streaming works. It's wild if he really thinks she's gonna, like, initiate with him.
And it's worked out so well. We've just gotten more animals. The show's expanded, and it's just a really nice place to work. The people are so nice, and it's so nice here in the summertime.
What do you do in the wintertime?
We do some circus jobs. We bring animals to schools. We do some commercials. A number of the animals in the show have been in commercials. We just did a commercial last fall for White Horse Scotch that airs only in Japan. And we spent a week up in Vermont doing that with Amaretto.
The little goslings, they were so
And the dogs have
adorable.
been in a few commercials. Count Chocula, Purina Dog Chow, Woolite Rug Cleaner. So they're real stars.
Hey, TJ.
Oh, they're stars. And now they're on primetime.
That's right.
Well, thanks for being here.
Sure.
And I hope to see you back again. And maybe next year the show will be bigger and better.
Yeah, and you'll have to come see it then. We'll have lots of stuff in it then.
Absolutely, including
Hubert,
our newest addition.
right.
You know, I think I'm gonna get me one of them elephants and have it out in the backyard. You know, I've always liked to enlarge my animal collection.
Wow,
Wait, stick around.
enlarge.
We'll be back with the one and only. It'll be Cajun Johnny B.
Oh, I love Curry Man. I've seen Curry Man live a couple times. I saw Shark Boy I think I saw Shark Boy versus Ian Rotten one time. That might be the only time I ever saw Shark Boy.
It's time for You Lost Your Life with your hosts, Crash Dummies, Vince and Larry. Hi!
Oh, wow.
And welcome to the show that proves if you don't buckle your safety belt,
remember
the
these
loser
guys?
is you.
That's right, Vince, and by not buckling up, you could end up in places you never dreamed.
Lorenzo
Light
Music.
for action!
Or the emergency room.
Plus, Larry, if you're not buckled up, you could maybe take a ride in a beauty like this. Stay tuned!
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
McGruff here. If someone asks you to try drugs, think of me and say what I'd say. And to help you, have one of these masks.
Wow, thanks, McGruff.
Now, what are you gonna say if someone asks you to try drugs?
My mom and dad told me not to, and I wouldn't lie to them.
Sensational.
Don't use drugs. Don't use drugs.
Here's how you can get a free mask. And on the back are more ways to say no and help me take a bite out of crime.
Oh boy. What a treat.
Yeah, welcome back to the show. And Doug's happy. He's pretending he's Mike Zasky for a day.
You know what content of Jeremy's I thought was really good and was really entertaining is when he met up with Provo and did IRL. They had like the boys' night. That was like really good content. He seemed like he was like in a good mood and happy making content with Provo.
It just makes me look like I'm on top of the world. No, I'm not really. I'm in Dave Letterman's driveway, and I guess Dave
You're
didn't want to
YouTubing in a
have an
different
audience with us
language?
today.
You're doing
but here's
drugs
a
right
group
now,
that
me too.
always enjoys an audience. Yes, it's Cajun Johnny B, the John Bareska.
Yeah, so Ruby is not getting her methadone, right? Is what I couldn't watch the whole video, but I saw that it was like a serious one, so I clicked on it and watched for a bit, and it seems like she was like, it's going to be 2 weeks or something before she can get her methadone.
Band.
Oh, she has to go there every day. Okay. That does suck, for sure. I mean, unfortunately, unless the states are going to really step up, I mean, a lot of shit is going to go away. I mean, with all the funding cuts and shit, it's going to get crazy. I think it's going to make for an unbelievable summer of content, and then it'll just, I think it'll usher in a shitification of the content after the summer. But I think the summer is going to be amazing. Ruby can't stockpile her drugs. This is good. You're talking about groupies. This is real good, like deep missionary music. Go at your own pace, but you stay with the music. I remember that. Yes, Junk. I remember. I specifically remember because she had that big bag on one of her tables and she went over to it at the beginning of one video and she like showed all the methadone in the bag. I remember that now. We will have one arrest. Yeah, I'd say that. Well, not on my channel. I don't. There'll be no arrests on. Well, I am going to go to protest, so maybe someone else will get arrested. But I would say there's a pretty good chance between like VP and the Thorpes, now that they're IP2 streamers, I think we could see some potential police interaction. This is kind of ominous in a way. Too controversial.
You know, I figure out why Dave doesn't want to let us in. I think he's getting ready for a party. He's cleaning up the yard. He just had his pool service. A little cold for swimming, though, if you ask me. But hey, stick around. We'll be back with more primetime fun and maybe some food from Dave right after this.
I'm telling you, I can feel it in my bones. Like when people can feel a storm coming, I can feel like a large amount of manic, unhinged energy in the world. It's going to be a crazy summer. I don't harass the geese.
Brothers and fellow mountain goats, this year's recipient of the treasured Black Horn Award, Richard Lynch. Come on up here, Dick.
What are you doing this weekend that's so important you can't take a little time to test your home for radon? After all, it is the second leading cause of lung cancer, and a radon test kit is inexpensive. You could pick one up on your way to the lodge.
The animals in the forest.
Really, well, unfortunately, it was not the patrolman. Although, I saw the patrolman goose in a different place than normal the other day, and I videoed it. I made a little video of him, but then he crossed the street, and it was like, oh my God, I was so stressed. Because he was like waddling slowly, and like he had a really good lead to make it across, but still, like, people in this, like, around here don't give a shit. Like, there was a dead goose over by the lake the other day that somebody had run over. It's like, I was like, oh my God, please don't let Patrolman Goose die, but he made it across safely.
They could talk. What would they say? They might say, be careful with fire in the forest. Just like Smokey says, only you can prevent forest fires.
Yes, welcome back to Primetime, and we still haven't gotten any food from Dave. You know, it's the least he could do. We came all the way down here, is, you know, give us a couple of pizzas or whatever.
Is she still getting her hourly wage from Kick?
Maybe a Primetime pizza. I'll bet he's never had a Primetime pizza in his life. But I'll tell you, it's time for a young flugelhorn player. And I think her name is Allison Young. Young Allison Young.
Flugelhorn?
Yeah, play it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Drawing a crowd anyway.
Yes, a talent day here at the Big E, right? And who do we have here?
Allison Young.
Hey, what's this guy sneaking around with loose change? That's how Lincoln got killed.
Beautiful job. Here, I'll hold the cup.
Yeah, hold the cup. It's talent day here at the Big E. Who do we have here?
Allison Young from West Springfield.
You're from West Springfield. And do you ever watch Primetime?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
What's your favorite segment that we've aired so far?
Get Crack for me seemed to think that like the family members were the real people.
One with Giovanni's in it.
No coaching over there.
She gets $30 an hour? Jesus Christ, man.
Said no coaching.
Cue card.
No cue cards, no coaching. Oh, you've watched it. It's just there are so many good segments, right?
Yeah.
And I
George is
understand you
alive.
prepared a little song for us today. Well,
he is alive and he refuses to communicate with me.
well, let's hear it.
Oh God. Okay. Giovanni's.
That sounds like an instant plug to me. Is this the highest point in your musical career?
No, he's alive.
No!
George Dorunda did not die in 2013. George Dorunda is alive. He still posts YouTube videos.
Oh,
No.
no! What
Stop
was the
living
highest point in your
on through
musical
me.
career? You keep drifting away from me.
I do solos.
I know I scare people.
I did solos at the junior high, and I'm planning on
True,
doing a
he's
solo for
healthier
the
than
high
ever.
school course at the Pops concert.
And where do you go to school?
The West Springfield Senior High School.
West Springfield Senior High School. And what kind of grades do you get?
Very good grades.
Very good grades.
Very good grades.
And does your shirt here get very good grades too?
Yes.
Are you doing this for free pizza?
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're here!
This is a flugelhorn. The instrument that I play is a flugelhorn.
Yeah, he posts videos on YouTube still of trees falling.
F-L-U-G-E-L-H-O-R-N. Flugelhorn.
And who invented it?
I have no idea. It's supposed to be
It must have been invented by some guy like Harry Flugel,
Well,
right?
He posted a dashboard video the other day, and he said some dumbass did something in traffic that he didn't like.
It's supposed to
That's
be a
why they call it the flugelhorn.
It's a marching French horn.
It's a marching. No, it's not a marching French horn.
It's a French horn.
French
for
horn
marching.
That's
people
why
shove
I'm
their
so
fists in the
interested in
horn because
Yeah, for
cryonics.
concert band.
because they're ashamed of what they're playing or something like that.
No,
I don't know.
I
They're afraid they make too many
play
mistakes.
French horn for concert band.
You play French horn, so you
Yes.
shove your fist in the horn.
Yes, you
Why
have
is
to.
that? Why do you have
To
to?
hold it better support.
Yeah, but then you're blocking all the sound.
No, you're not.
You want
It
to
makes it-
project.
it's
Just
the
like
same-
when you
it
sing,
makes-
you want to project
it makes
so
the
everybody
same-
hears you and looks at you like you're crazy.
It makes the same sound. It really does. It makes the same. It doesn't make a difference if you're
It has
fisting
to
it
make
or
a
not.
difference.
Hey, George, when you got a microphone, you don't have to do that, buddy. That's the point of a microphone.
You're blocking. I mean, if I do this,
That makes a difference.
that makes a difference. Well, it does the same thing on a flugelhorn, right?
Well, maybe, yeah.
Okay, we're finally in agreement. So next time you play, tell your band director, don't put your fist in it. Tell all your friends, don't put
I
your
don't
fist in
think
the
he'd
flugel.
Don't
like
put
that.
your fist in it.
But I said it's okay, and I count. I have a show. He doesn't.
I
Well,
have
folks,
a show.
we've run out of time again for our award-winning telecast. Good night, everyone.
What an episode. I feel like that lasted for a year. I feel like it's late in the evening. Oh, so his dad is real, but a different account. Every time. Which, by the way, we are, I think, one more episode and we'll be over halfway through the show, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or halfway through the show. So hearing that, I keep thinking that there's going to be one time I'm never going to hear that music on a new at the end of a new episode. Like, it's going to play one time and there's going to be nothing else to play afterwards. It's going to be the end of the playlist. He's always a little healed. All right, this is Primetime 48. Oh my gosh, the Sign Doctor is back. Oh no. So we got the Zoo, the Sign Doctor, and 2 polka bands.
Hi folks, I'm Doug, and I'm here for my Spider-Man audition for this summer's big movie. George wanted me to tell you that we really do work hard on the show, and for me, people, watch it! Please, we'd love you! If you won't watch it, I'm gonna jump! Ah!
You just found a tick on me. Oh man.
From anywhere we want to be, it's Prime Time with George Dorunda. Tonight, the Sign Doctor, and we visit with more animals at Southwick Zoo. Plus, the Chet Dragon Band and the Jimmy Stir Band. So
Chet
get
Dragon
ready for
and
the
Jimmy
most
Stir dick
entertaining show
measuring contest.
on television.
Oh man.
Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. And let me tell you, you could not have selected a better show to watch in your own home in color simply by hooking a cable up to your TV set.
I'm not sure if
And
it's
you know,
the
we
same
have
guy.
more news from the AMA. They did another study, and they discovered that secondhand smoke, you know, the smoke from cigarettes, cigars, pipes, all that sort of secondhand smoke, is not good to inhale. Don't you think it's time they moved on to some other kind of research? I mean, I think we can all agree that it's not good to inhale secondhand smoke. Let's move on. We'll find some other area to research. Hey, let's start off.
He's like, hey, listen, I want to start off the show by saying all this talk about secondhand smoke, let's drop it. Move on. Let's leave secondhand smoke in the past.
The big show. It's the Chet Dragoon Band.
Chet Dragoon. Break out the cocaine. Oh, this guy's great. He might have fucked Mary Lou Dragon. That's not Chet though, is it? I thought Chet was kind of greasy. Do you know how many copyright claims are going to be on this fucking video? Especially with the reflections thing at the beginning. Fucking burning this building. There's Chet, I think, isn't it? Or is that the same guy that I thought wasn't Chet earlier? Man, it's only 9:30 and I'm already... It's gonna be a good stream. I thought the stream was about to end.
Na zielonym
you talking about because it's Hitler's birthday? Cheer for me, you pencil neck geeks. See, Radio Foreman should go to something like this, you know. He'd probably be the alpha. He could dance with whichever of these, you know, mature women he would like to dance with. And like the band is doing the work for him. The band is lubricating things for him, and then he can just slide in and get, you know, start to rebuild his confidence.
Yes, the Chet Dragon Band. And hey, stick around. We'll be back with more of the big program and the licensed sign doctor.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story.
Damn, bro.
Only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
The animals in the forest. If they could talk, what would they say? They might say, be careful with fire in the forest. Just
I don't
like
think they'd
Smokey
say that.
says,
They'd probably be like
only you
screaming.
can prevent
That's what
forest
they
fires.
normally do.
Yes, welcome back to Primetime. And who makes signs and deals with nurses and AIDS? Well, there's only one guy I can think of. Let's head over to the Big E and meet the sign doctor.
Okay, here we go.
So this is Doc. Yes. We pull some microphone cable over here.
Are you having trouble with that height?
No, this is a
I'm
different
George.
guy.
Welcome to Primetime.
Primetime? Is
Prime
that what
time.
it is?
That's what it is.
Is that
and
what
I'm
it
finishing
is?
up this, whatever it was, apple cinnamon bun.
Oh, yeah. It was delicious, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And she was so friendly.
Yeah, I noticed.
So tell us about the sign doctor. Where are you from?
We're from Unity, New Hampshire. That's where we're from now.
Unity, New Hampshire. Is that God's country?
That's God's country, all
Yeah,
right. You
lots of
can't get
AIDS.
there from here. That's what they always say.
But you can-
No, Unity is up in the top of the mountain from between Claremont and Newport. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area.
And why?
Oh, what do you guys think about that New England serial killer? Have you guys been following that story?
Do they call you the sign doctor?
Well, we started that years ago. We used to be the house doctor, and then I sold all that business and retired from it, and I went in and I started manufacturing signs, and it just, the name, I've been called Doc for years, and it's stuck. And
bullshit.
next thing you know,
Nobody
we
calls
the sign
me that.
doctor rather than the house
Bullshit.
doctor.
Are you licensed and approved?
Yeah, we're registered. We're registered in we have 15 states. So
And I notice your neighbors here. We have sign doctor too.
that's right. That's another one of our booths over there, and all those the ones that are working for us we call them our aides.
AIDS and
Aides.
nurses.
Yeah, and this is my nurse.
But not the kind of AIDS we usually deal with.
Oh, no, not that kind of. No,
I mean,
these
other
are-
doctors deal with other kinds
yeah,
of AIDS.
okay. No,
What?
not that kind of AIDS.
Now, how long would it take you to whip up a sign here?
About 5 to 10 minutes. It depends upon what it entails.
What's the most unusual sign that you've been asked to make?
Oh, some of the swear words that the people ask are unreal.
Yeah, a bunch of the people that I watch are in that area ordinarily, so that's kind of interesting. We could get a Ben Thorpe serial killer crossover, Ruby. Very interesting. I'm surprised, well, maybe she has and I just didn't see it. That'd be a good video for breaking down she could go to the murder locations.
Have you refused anyone?
Yes, we don't. I don't write any swear words. I just don't think it's proper.
No swear words.
How about unusual signs that weren't swear words?
Yeah, the names that they put on them, I'm glad I don't have to pronounce them. I'd rather write them than pronounce them because, you know, it would be embarrassing trying to pronounce somebody's name when you really can't.
And how long you've been doing this?
We've been here in this location 17 years, but we just started our 20th season doing it as a sign doctor. 20 years we've been on the road.
And can we see you whip something up here?
Somebody out there isn't really looking up the facts or about it. They're just hearing that there's a serial killer in New England, and they're like, you know what? Do you remember that time we were walking down the street and we saw that RV? We saw that woman running, and then right after her was an RV with some woman hanging out the window yelling. Like, some people have witnessed the Thorpes hunting Ruby through the streets of New England. Maybe some of them will remember that.
Here.
You got any plaques that are ready? Or
Anybody ready to go here? So,
listen, what you do, Mary, is you take one of those 2.5 by 12s and you write prime time on it, and we'll write it up and we'll show them how it's done.
That's right. Hey. So you do the lettering out here.
Yeah, she does the lettering. She does the lettering for us to lay it out. So I don't know what the word spelled, because I can only see one letter at a time. That's why she lays it out for me first.
She sketches it out
spells
first.
it out so it's spelled right. And we gotta have your safety glasses on. If you don't want
Safety glasses at all times.
All times, right? You think I was working for Stanley Works or something, but
George didn't like the safety glasses.
then you blacken it with this regular black paint. 1 minute from that time, we put it into the dryer, then we sand off the top, and we'll show you that. You want to talk to me for a minute?
And that's it. It's all that simple.
Do you want to talk to me for a minute or what?
Very, very simple. It's like anything else. If you like to do it, it's simple.
And what did you do before you became the sign doctor?
I was a house contractor.
I agree on the difficulty
What's more
level.
fun, a house doctor or a sign doctor?
The signs
Hey,
are more fun.
excuse me, homie, but you said you don't do improper signs. You had one that said mail carriers do it with speed. What is that supposed to mean?
More people and
Wow,
better time here.
sickening. Shut this guy down.
They're working up
Get
in
this
somebody's
guy
head.
out of the fair. Get this guy out of the Big
We're working
E.
on a house. You know, this way we get to see everybody. They eat all kinds of good food.
The legend of the RV killer.
It's like
Yeah.
doing prime time.
Ruby, you
like
can't
the food
hide.
there. Hey,
Time's up.
So that once it's almost dry, and it's kind of
Now she's fled to try to throw
Push
the
it a little
authorities
bit
off.
here.
She's got him
Have you
chasing
ever
her
really
across
messed up and
multiple
made a
states
mistake?
now.
Oh yes, oh yeah. It's all freehand, so you're bound to make mistakes. It's not something you ever do with a machine.
And how do you fix the mistakes?
You throw it away and you start over again.
Start from scratch. Hey,
You start right from scratch.
that's
So
like we
there's
do
the-
on some of these prime time segments.
There's the sign.
There
you go. You can hang that in your office.
How professional.
Prime time.
In my huge office. You wouldn't believe the huge office that I
Well,
have.
you probably have a truck or something. Work on it.
You got it.
Well, it's pretty
A trunk and a
sickening.
cabinet.
It's pretty disgusting. I don't go in for
A
that kind
trunk
of
and a cabinet
sexual
back at the
content.
station.
Okay.
Well, hey, it's the sign doctor. Thanks for being on the show.
That's
and
even
we'll be
worse,
back
too, 'cause
with
Zip
more
is the
primetime
character,
wackiness
the
right after
mascot.
this.
Disgusting. Prime time. The Planteers.
Brothers and fellow mountain goats, this year's recipient of the treasured Black Horn Award, Richard Lynch. Come on up here, Dick.
What are you doing this weekend that's so important you can't take a little time to test your home for radon? After all,
Man,
it is
Benny
the second
Sluggo.
leading cause of lung cancer, and a radon test kit is inexpensive. You could pick one up on your way to the lodge.
Poor Vinny Sluggo. I feel terrible about it.
Yo, Alf here. Apparently,
He really
some
enjoyed
out there
making
aren't taking
content.
care of this planet. They're messing up public lands. They're
Remember
littering
that
the
video
beaches
just of his
and
dad
vandalizing
driving to the
parks.
doctor? Oh my god, amazing.
Look, folks, public lands are not like pizzas. You just can't pick up the phone and order more. So let's take care of our land. Let's save the planet. Call me and promise you'll help. I'll send you a bunch of neat stuff. It's my way of saying thanks. It's an acknowledgement of your concern. It's a bribe.
It's a bribe. Chugging Diet Coke like the Rootster out of a 2-liter.
You know, if you're anything like me, well, that means you're 6'2", 250 pounds.
6'2".
And afraid of snakes. But we can conquer our
6'2",
fears.
250.
Yes, over at
I don't
Southwick
think
Zoo
so, George.
with our friend Tina and her snake. Well, hi, Tina. And you've been here at Southwick's for 3 years?
Yes.
And how long has this guy been here at Southwick's?
Just about a year, maybe this summer.
And what are we looking at? I mean, you keep squeezing him. It looks like he's...
She looks like the lady from Center
He's
Stage.
breathing.
Yes. This is a green iguana, and his name is Arthur. And they're found in Central or South America. And they live in the trees. And
oh my
he's
God.
not being cooperative.
oh no, actually he is.
He is?
Yeah. He's got, well, in captivity they eat iguana food that you can buy in the pet store.
They eat iguana
And we
food.
feed him some cat food and
Cat
all
food?
kinds of vegetables and fruits.
Does he eat bananas too?
Yeah.
Because everything around here except the lions and tigers
eat
eat bananas.
Yeah, he'll eat bananas.
Does he have teeth? I mean, is
No.
he...
No teeth. No. His special features are he's got a third eye on the top of his head so we can see the birds when they're flying down.
Where's the third eye?
Right about here.
Right there.
That's so he can see the shadows of the birds flying down so they don't get a chance to eat them. And his dewlap right here, he blows it up.
His
And he
dewlap.
looks pretty ferocious when it's blown up. And
So it's all in the looks of intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, here he just looks like, I mean, pardon the expression, but he looks like a handbag.
Yeah, he does. But he doesn't feel like one.
No, he doesn't.
He feels like a belt, actually.
A handbag for some, a belt for
It
others.
looks like she's twisting the shit out of this
He's
thing.
cold-blooded, and they wouldn't make very good pets.
So this is not something I'd want running around the house.
No, not unless you have no draperies for him to climb up.
And I notice you have a lot of scratches. Is that
That's
from
from him, yeah.
That's from him. So you've dealt with him before.
Yeah.
Oh.
And another
And how long do these guys live?
Hey, Doug.
quite a few years.
For forever and ever, almost?
He'll grow to be about 6 feet.
Quit twisting him, lady.
Really?
Grown, yeah.
The
And
twisting
his
is...
tail will
Oh my!
unhinge if
Look
you
at this
pull it.
rough
And it might grow
manhandling
back
this little
or it might
guy.
not.
Oh my God!
It's just like the luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But it will unhinge.
Yeah. See, at the end of his tail right here, he's missing some of it. It goes down to a point.
Remember when I told the zookeeper that I thought the one goat was kind of ungrateful about the pellets?
But he's already broken part of it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's slowly growing back.
What a dumb thing to say.
This guy now, where we have a python.
Mm-hmm. A royal python. He'll grow to be about
The
6 feet.
The difference between this guy and a boa?
Is, well, pythons only get... This python will only get 6 feet. This boa will get 11. And the coloring and the markings are different.
Markings.
And they live in different places, too.
The markings are different.
These guys aren't poisonous.
No, they constrict and suffocate their prey.
No, they're not
and then they
poisonous,
swallow
George,
them
but they
whole.
are venomous.
What do they eat usually?
Well,
Snake
these guys,
splaining.
he eats mouse. He eats about one mouse
He
every other
eat
week.
mouse.
When they get bigger, they'll go on to rats.
And he's coming closer and
He
closer
eat
to
mouse.
He won't bite.
Oh, he won't?
No.
I have your guarantee on that.
Yeah, unless you
Oh
smell
my
like
God,
something good.
George.
I've been told that before.
Their mouth's unhinged, so when they're ready to eat, it's easy for them to swallow it whole.
So they could, I mean, how about these, will he ever get to eat like a chicken?
No, he'll never get that big. The biggest he'll eat is a rat.
A rat?
Yeah, the ones up in the barn.
There's too many of those rats anyway.
The ones up in the barn, in the windows up there, they're like 16 feet, and they eat rabbits.
How powerful is he?
He's very powerful. If he wants to squeeze you, he can probably knock the wind right out of you.
So we won't be using him for a belt now, will we?
No, but he feels like one. People think they're slimy, but they're not.
No, they're not. They're actually very, very dry. And what gives them the slimy appearance?
It's just the moisture that they hold in their bodies, so when they're ready to shed, they come right out through the head area, and they
This
shed everything
lady's
down
rough
this
with
way.
the animals, man.
And it's all slimy for them, and they sit in the water.
She
and
would
it just makes it
not
easier for their
be a,
skin to come off
gentle
and they
lover.
grow a new one.
Do these guys make good pets?
You never have to worry about them unless they get out. Then it'd be kind of hard to find them in the walls and stuff.
In the walls?
Well, I know a guy that lost a 20-footer in his wall.
What?
A 20-footer?
Yeah, a big python. Burmese.
Oh my God.
Are there any pythons that are poisonous?
No, they're all constrictors.
And who do we have here before us?
This is Rainbow. He's a green-winged macaw. He's about 35 years old.
35? Mm-hmm. I'm 35.
Well, he's 35, and they usually live between 80 and 100
Okay, there
years
you go.
old.
So there's 100% confirmation. George is 35.
80 and 100.
Yep, they make excellent pets. And you just got to be careful in where you get them from. Make sure they're hand-raised and not smuggled in and stuff.
Oh my God, Mike.
Now, how about the birds that you find in the pet stores and everything?
You have to ask to see if they've been hand-raised or bought somewhere
Shit the
else,
bed.
because sometimes they're smuggled in from South America.
Even worse.
So they're better off to be hand-raised.
Yes, they're much more gentle when they're hand-raised because they're used to people.
And some of these guys can talk. Does this guy talk at all?
When he wants to, he can say hello and goodbye, and that's about it. It's the extent of it.
So if he likes you, he says hello, and if he doesn't like you, he says goodbye.
Right. Yep, but he's
And right now, he probably doesn't want to.
No, he's a little shy at the moment, I think. He's even got his head turned away. What's the matter? And they can't fly. They only glide. That's why their beaks are so big. They use it as a third claw, and they climb up trees instead of flying up the trees.
So it's not that they don't fly because their wings have been clipped.
No, they're just too heavy to fly. Like the ostriches can't fly because they're too heavy.
Well, yeah, George here is 10 years younger than I am right now.
So he uses his beak as a third claw when he climbs up the trees.
And what
I figured I was probably about the same age he was here. But yeah, him being only 35, I don't know, that kind of makes sense for the era though.
does he eat?
He eats peanuts, sunflower seeds, anything any other regular bird would eat.
Bananas?
No, he doesn't eat bananas, but he likes
We
cauliflower.
found someone else here who doesn't eat bananas.
He likes cauliflower, though.
Cauliflower?
Yes. And he eats broccoli. He was donated. He's such a sweet bird.
He was donated.
His
Way to
balance
rub
is
it
a
in his
little
face.
off.
So he obviously
goddamn.
wouldn't make a good pet.
Oh, yeah, he would make an excellent pet. Their vocabularies, if you talk to them a lot, they can learn a lot of things. We have another bird here.
That's
Amazon,
a life. That's a commitment for
but he
life.
won't perch.
A parrot. My God.
He can say things like, I thought I saw a putty cat and stuff like that, but this guy doesn't. It's because he watches cartoons.
So if you put a TV in front of him,
They'll learn, yeah.
Welcome to prime
Our
time.
Amazon PD, he learned everything he knows from cartoons. Like, especially from Looney Tunes. He likes the Looney Tunes. This guy's just mainly quiet, he's just for show.
now when they're watching TV, do they see in color or is it in black and white?
Black and white as far as I know.
Do they watch
But
prime time?
they mostly listen to the sound. They like to mimic everything they hear.
So it's not the visual aspect that
No,
that
it's just the
attracts them.
voices. Yep, the voices and the music. They love the sound.
And who do we have here? Look at this
guy.
face.
This is Murray, and he's a green gravette, and they're from Africa.
And am I scaring Murray?
No, he's just like really like a child. He's hyper.
Oh, we know someone else who's hyper.
Um,
And how old is Murray?
3.5 months.
3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already out of his cage.
Well, his mother didn't prove.
It's not for me, Doug. I mean, it's doing. Definitely in the minority though. I mean, the viewership is way up, and like it seems like she's doing really well on Kick. But the actual content it's not my kind of cup of tea.
Produce any milk, so we had to pull him, and we're feeding him. He eats Infamil and Gerber baby food. Yes, and
What will he eat when he grows up?
bananas.
Bananas. Everybody likes
Debbie
bananas.
Mazar a little bit.
He'll eat bananas and monkey chow and other fruits and vegetables.
Monkey chow, we have already established by Purina.
Mm-hmm. It's just like children. They have to be fed.
So does he play a lot just like a little
Oh
child?
yeah, his cage is full of baby toys, and he loves stuffed monkeys. That's his favorite.
The
pal.
monkey likes stuffed monkeys.
Yeah, that's his favorite pal. Just big babies have to be fed around the clock.
And how big will he grow up to be?
Just about this tall. That's about it. His parents are right out there in that other cage.
Wow. So not much bigger
No.
than he is already.
No, not that much bigger.
I wonder if he can sing.
No,
Did he
I
already
don't.
take the thing off?
Hey.
Say bye-bye.
The microphone's almost
Oh
as
my
big as he
gosh,
is.
Look at that little guy.
Can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Shake hands like all the other guests.
What a little
No,
character.
he wants the microphone. Thanks for being here on prime time.
Whoa.
Well, that's about as close as I think I'm ever
Please
going to
don't
get to a
kiss the
snake. And you know,
animals.
here we are. Doug brought me out here to this park in West Brookfield. And we're out here relaxing under the trees
West
in some
Brookfield.
40-degree weather. But we'll be right back with the Jimmy Stir Band.
It's kind of weird. All right, I'll be right back.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young.
The flag was still there.
We studied its importance when we were in our teens.
He saw the flag.
We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate.
Present. Huh.
Lower it when we mourn.
Our flag is presented on behalf of a grateful nation.
And honor our heroes with it when they've fallen. The flag of the United States of America. It stands for what we are and what we believe in. How we treat it says a lot about us.
Yeah, I wasn't on the mountain. Oh man, I love this.
Yes, welcome back to the big program. And my next guest, yes, he's made too many visits here to the program. It's Jimmy Stir and the Jimmy Stir Band with fiddler Frank Urbanovich, and he's going to play another one of his big fiddle songs.
Man, this is the same show for like. Hold on. Oh, okay, we're still in '92. Fence builder. Wow, what a show off. Just think, this guy is like a 21-time Grammy Award winner. All these people are. If they stayed with the band. Oh. Whoop. ATF Media has a thing, he says. I can't remember what it was called, what he says, but it's like they have, Jimmy Stir has more Grammys than like Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie combined or something like that. Oh, there comes Jimmy in his little pink outfit.
Yes, Jimmy Stir and the Jimmy Stir Band. And hey, we're out of time. And remember, I'll show up every time I see the bat signal. Good night, everyone.
George Dorunda. What a mind. They do go by fast. Hey, Randy. I forgot about the sign doctor already. I have a video of Ben Thorpe like that. Remember when for some reason he got upset with Grace and just laid down outside? Like had a cover over himself and everything. Pure Americana, absolutely. Oh, Reflection. Okay, so I just want to point this out, okay? We're on Primetime 49. This is the first episode of 1993 with Squira, Crimson Brass, Reflection, and more zoo content. Squira. In South to West, I don't know if you remember or not, but whenever that happened, she dropped the camera on him, on his head, while he was laying on the ground. I can't wait for Reflection. What a world we live in where we just watched an entire half hour of Reflection, like in a row, and now we're getting even more Reflection.
From our plush CSC television studios, call for your free guided tour. It's Prime Time with George Dorunda. Tonight, Mike Squira's Crimson Brass, more animals at Southwick Zoo, plus Reflection.
Let's not fight
so
amongst
ready
ourselves.
For the most
let's focus on our
entertaining
common
show
enemies.
on television.
Like George's new co-host.
Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. And a lot of you may be tuning in for the very first time, or even if it's your second, third, or fourth time. You're right now staring into your TV set and you're saying, why, I've never seen anything quite like this before on television. And you're right, because this is the only show of its kind in television history. Right from the very beginning of television. When did they come out with television? Was it back in the 1800s? So something like that. Hey, often imitated, copied, never quite duplicated. So let's start off the big show. By the way, we're going to give you a tour around our home network, CSC Television. We're going to be showing all of our wonderful new equipment later in the show. But first, it's Mike Squira and his Crimson
Mike Squira.
Brass.
Classy. This is for like Romance in a Castle. Is this Masterpiece Theater's theme song? Some Steve Regal entrance music. What about something like this, but then we have Ruby Freestyle over the top of it? I think Dorunda kept today's episodes kind of like chill and laid back because he knew we'd all be going through some emotions over the loss of Vinny Slugga. It'd be great, Hurricane Paro. Have you guys ever seen the match with Dutch Mantell and Jeff Jarrett where they have an orchestra around the ring that's playing and they like do the soundtrack to the match? We should watch that sometime. I think it's on YouTube. Fantastic.
Well, Mike, that sounded great, and welcome to the big program. Now, how long has this group been together?
It's January of 1992.
And this is...
Look at this razor thin personal space here. What an intimate setting.
This is a welcome change. I don't think there's another group of its type in the area.
Yeah, the only one I've heard of is there's one at Minnetonka Regional, and that's it. And I don't really think are doing as much as we are.
And how did you come up with this concept?
Well, I think it was like 3 years ago, I saw a video at my trumpet teacher's house.
And who was your trumpet teacher?
Al Noble.
Al Noble, famous Jimmy Sturr, Grammy Award winning Al Noble.
Oh, right. Wow, Al Noble.
And I watched the video, and I really was intrigued with the sound. So then I went out and I bought some
You mean the
CDs
Jimmy
and
Sturr
stuff.
video didn't impress you as much?
I hate to say it, but no, it didn't really. So I went out and bought some...
I thought somebody asked her on a stream a couple days ago if there was going to be a Lowell Angels that week, and she said for sure.
CDs of it, and there was a brass...
Well, but now with the methadone thing, maybe not. It is the razor thin personal space. I mean, they're right up in each other's. But look how close they are.
I went and bought the music and got the group together, and here we are today. I mean, that's all there was to it. I mean, I had the dream. I felt like doing it. We went and got the music, and that's it.
This is a dream come true.
Kinda, yeah. Now at the point where we are, yeah, it really is. You know, they've done a lot for me. They've worked really hard, and we have a very good selection of music now. And
now, what is your official position with the group? I noticed you weren't actually playing, or performing, as we say here on Prime Time.
Performing.
Yeah. Well, at first I wanted to perform, but then as the time went on, I liked exactly working with the group as far as music, you know, and teaching them, basically teaching them, being an instructor type, because I really wouldn't call myself a director, because I don't have the musical background really to be quote-unquote a director. So basically an instructor would be my title, then kind of slash manager.
Manager.
I guess.
George
so as
touching
manager slash business agent,
knees without permission.
You get all the money.
No, we've played a few gigs, and I mean, a couple weddings, and you know, we've played at the mall and stuff. And basically, you know, as it comes in, I just divide it.
My high brain always treats everyone who comes on Primetime like they're these huge celebrities, and I think it's funny that this band has had like 2 gigs before Primetime and they're on the show.
Basically evenly, and sometimes, you know, depending on who plays what and who plays longer, you know, I adjust it by that. But that's, you know, it's a group thing, you know, we decide how that's going to go.
So you've already done several professional engagements.
Yeah.
What kind of church gigs do you do?
Well, we've done weddings, and we've done just Holy Day of Obligations, we've done Easter, and we've also done Midnight Mass at St. Stan's, and Christmas Day. We've played at Mass, so kind of just a little bit of everything, really.
Now, is this a major career move for you? Do you see yourself doing this many years in the future?
Well, I don't know. As of right now, I think I like it where it is. Because I originally was going to go to school for music, but then again, I was kind of good in science and engineering, so I kind of went that way. But this is kind of my
Michael Squira.
I guess you could say pastime, kind of. You know, I enjoy doing this a lot, and I like working with the group and the instruments and the sound.
He kind of seems like the kind of guy that would keep Paro backstage.
And I mean, I love music in general, but
just my take on it.
I mean, if this keeps up and keeps going and it turns into something, I'll definitely stick with it. But if it doesn't, I mean, I'll just start another one somewhere else.
Well, as a career, the entertainment business is not the easiest business.
No. Having my father who was in it, I found that it's not, I don't think something that I'd really want to do unless it happened easily. I'm definitely not going to work hard to get it to the point of it being
Well, I don't think anything comes that easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
And where do most of these
what an
honest
come from? Answer.
Well, I have two.
What an
two are from
absolute
West
honest
Springfield.
answer.
East Side High, a trombone player and trumpet player. There's
I'm certainly not going to
3
work
from
hard.
Comp, the trumpet player also, French horn player, and the tuba player, and one's from Chicopee High, and that's our second trumpet player.
Is it difficult getting them together for rehearsals?
The rehearsals are kind of a pain because they're all different ages. So we have one that's kind of limited as far as time for rehearsals, and then there's a couple that work, so that kind of makes it a little bit hard. And then the timing as far as, well, this school has this band practice on this day, and this school has this one on this day, and this one has this one on this day. That tends to get a little jive, but they make the time. And I mean, we've had practices 8 to 10, 9 to 11. I mean, we usually go for a good 2.5 hour shot at practice time. And I mean, it's a full playing, and sometimes they get 10, 15-minute breaks. You know, they get on me a little bit about that, but we accomplish a lot, and it, you know, the practices really work out good.
Now, today, in the age of rap crap, how do you get a bunch of kids to perform this style?
Did you guys pick up on that? Let's listen to that one more time. What a great intro from George on the question.
You know, the practices really work out good.
Now, today, in the age of rap crap, how do you get a bunch of kids to perform this style music?
Well, at first it was kind of weird for me because I was like, well, how am I
Dorunda
going to
did
do
the
this?
rap is
that was
crap
a really good
before
question.
WCW.
But then, the more and more I looked into the stuff the Canadian brass and the Empire brass had, they actually have a lot of jazz. They have a lot of different types of music. It's not just classical-based music. Coming up in the spring, we have a piece we're going to be working on, and it's a Sousa piece. It's Sousa marches, and I mean, it's an excellent arrangement, and I mean, we've put in about 60 hours of practice time already into it, and I tell you, it's coming along really well, and it's.
Do you think the veneer is chipping off more and more as the show goes on, and George is, you know, I don't know, having whatever reactions he's having to the, you know, whatever reactions he's having to the performance of the show, or the turnover of talent on the show, or whatever? Do you think that he's like slowly more and more of the real George is seeping through on screen? I feel like that's true, because he used to hardly ever, like, he'd hardly ever say anything that was like, you know, political or personal like that. And then it all started with, I think, with the recycling was one of the first times.
It's pieces like that that I think really get their attention and really get them eager on it. And some of them, there's songs, classical songs that they've heard before, so they hear it now, and it's like, oh, I remember that, and you know, oh wow, I can play that now. So it's more kind of, I push the classical stuff because that's kind of where we're getting our jobs from, and then I also push the other stuff because that's where it keeps their interest. So I kind of play games with our repertoire of music, basically, to keep the interest, you know.
So that's the key, dedication.
Yeah, really. You know, that's what keeps them going. You know, they do the practicing for me. You know, they do their practicing on their own, and basically they kind of sit with me and play the classical stuff for me, and they do a really nice job on it. And I kind of go along with them because I'm also into the other stuff that we play. So it's kind of, I'm happy both ways, and maybe they don't like the classical as much as some of the contemporary music, but in the end it kind of pays off because they work hard, and you know, they're setting goals, and we're setting goals as a group, and we're accomplishing them so far. So, you know,
and it's fun to do. And now your career is finished because you've made it on primetime, right?
Yeah. What?
He said that they made yogurt out of plastic, disease, and wheat, or something like that.
Well, I won't say finished, but
not finished, but yeah, you know. But yeah, this was definitely a great opportunity. You know, it's one of the steps of getting there, I guess.
Doesn't believe in cholesterol.
Big light, I guess, but you know, we just take it as it comes. You know, a little bit at a time.
Some more milkshake. That was a great
If we make it, we make it, and if we don't, you know, we made a good shot. So that's all that really counts.
You had a great time doing it.
Yeah, a hell of a time so far.
Well, Mike, thanks for being here.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll have the group back again, and we'll be doing another
Maybe
selection later in the show.
EFD padded
And
the
you stick
amount
around,
to try to
we'll
get a
be
little
back
extra
with
pocket
more
cash.
primetime wackiness right after this.
Next, we have the stress test. Make sure the machine is operating. How do you feel about traffic jams? Good. Root canal. I love that sound. The IRS. Oh, dear.
Maybe he didn't understand the question.
The IRS offers free refund information and workshops, free publications, and a toll-free hotline to make tax preparation a lot less taxing.
Yes, welcome back to Prime Time. Doug, straighten up. Straighten up. That's a little bit better. By the way, this is our spacious lobby here at CSC Television, and this is our secretary's office. Right here, look at all the paperwork she has to take care of. We'll be checking on her a little later. This is the photography lab, Ken Kostick's room. Over there we have the dark room, and as we go back here,
this is so
cool. Let's see, isn't that Chad's office in there? And over here we have Chad's high-quality dressing room, the boss's office right in there. And over here, programming wizard, Jan Lesson, he keeps all of his programming tapes that he airs here on CSC Television.
Look at all that
Let's see,
content.
a Sports Scan number 5, one of my all-time favorites. And here is my number 1 choice, Switzerland by Train. Now, I do believe that if you could chart the entertainment value of this very program, it would come in slightly above, well, a coloring book. Hey, but something that comes in a few steps above a coloring book, here is Reflection, preforming Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, hell no. I jumped ahead on the Reflections tribute. Now we're gonna have to watch all of them twice. Oh my God. Spectacular.
Just a little change, small to say the least, but a little scared, neither one prepared, Beauty and the Beast. Never just the same.
Well, I saw that the video said 1993. And I thought, well, we're in 1992, so we've got a whole year. That's 1993, Mark's problem. I didn't know that we would be in 1993, one episode later. She needs to wear that dress more, absolutely. Man, what a voice on that guy. How dare you, Daninsky? Jeannie was sung as one of my current celebrity crushes. Oh man. Can't even hear those cracks in her voice.
Certain as the sun, certain as the sun.
What a great video. Man, that dress. Oh, oh my God. Fantastic. Hey, Russell, plunge. What a story.
Yes, Beauty and the Beast, that is one of my all-time favorites. I think, actually, I did my best on that particular selection. And this is our secretary, Jan Bernard, our production secretary here at CSC TV. Look at all her paperwork that she has to deal with, and she deals with loading up the programming tapes. Has to learn how to use her new phone here. And hey, so much work. She's a human working dynamo. That's all I can say. The best secretary anybody could ever want to have. And hey, we'll be back with more primetime fun and the Southwick Zoo right after this.
Oh boy, this guy again.
Wildlife rabies is now a threat in Massachusetts.
What?
Avoid contact with wild animals. Let wild things be wild. Pets can also become infected and bring this deadly disease
yes, you know
into
what?
your
Somebody
home.
tell that
By
to Tito
vaccinating
Santana. Let wild things be wild, okay? You don't need to build a fence around it, pal.
your cats and dogs, you protect yourself and your family.
You think he makes it work?
Vaccinations against
I gotta
rabies
get a
are
different
available
strain
through
now.
your
I'm out of it.
veterinarian.
I'll be right back.
For more information on rabies, contact your local health department or veterinarian. Rabies is a risk no one needs to take.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to New Dimensions. Doug, this is absolutely the worst idea you've ever had in your life. New Dimensions. Anyway, this is New Dimensions. This is the set. This is where Chad Matthews Nentwig does his show here at CSC Television. Here are his monitors back here. This is his phony TV desk and his phony TV chair. And
all right, I'm smoking some Gorilla Glue now. Now we're gonna get serious. Yeah, wildlife rabies.
Let's see what he has in his desk here.
Can we stop that
one of his old
research
hair pieces
immediately?
We have that thing here, and he left his makeup. Let's see, CoverGirl clarifying makeup, acne fighting formula, right here. And let's see, this is some other makeup kit of his. This is his powder and rouge and his little telephone. And well, hey, we've had too much fun here at Chad's set. So let's head out to Southwick Zoo with our very good
Genie
friend
was sung on the beach.
Dwayne. Don't ever do this again.
I might
to me,
look at
Doug.
it later. I'm just saying.
Well,
Dwayne,
tell us about
these
rhinos. Well, these are white rhinos. They're from Africa.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
They're pretty rare, but...
Why are they called white rhinos?
Why?
They don't look white.
No, it has to do with the way their mouths
George doesn't like that race is a part of
Latin
this
name.
exhibit.
And they somehow get the name white out of that.
And are they friendly sorts?
Yeah, if you're on the other side of the stone wall. But,
we wouldn't be running around in there with them.
No, you wouldn't want to do that.
How is their eyesight?
Pretty poor. Pretty poor.
How's their eyesight?
But their hearing is very good.
How's their eyesight?
That makes up for it. And with their size,
Great
they really
question.
don't
Quit
need to see
smacking
too
him,
much.
asshole.
And what do they eat? How often do they eat?
Well, we feed them once a day, but we give them a bunch of hay and grain to get them through the day. But
Quit
for their
smacking
size, they
him.
really don't eat that much.
God
As you can see, they
damn,
really
bro.
like to be patted.
Friendly sorts.
Yeah, very friendly. And you can tell that their
Yeah,
hides are
Gorilla
really
Glue
tough.
is always good.
You know what they
It's
need?
really
Yeah,
thick.
they need a moisturizer.
They like to be scratched, especially behind the ears.
I noticed a lot of worn spots here on horns.
Yeah. See, they rub that down. They have their favorite spots in the pen where they rub in between there. Keep the horns nice and sharp. Each one of these guys goes about.
Don't fall in, George.
5,000 pounds each one.
5,000 pounds.
Yeah, about 2.5 tons. And they go mostly by sound. You know, even if you make a quick, and sudden noise, they get spooked. So you got to be careful with your voice and stuff, not to get them too spooked.
Would they get along with other animals?
Probably not. They don't. Little birds and stuff.
It's best to keep them to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, something gets in there with their food. They don't like that too much.
Is that this guy from Giovanni's?
That horn's actually made out of hair.
The horn is made out of hair?
Yeah. You can see where
George
they
ain't gonna
rub.
believe that shit.
It's
Forget
like
about it.
bristles. They get compacted. It's modified hairs that get really compacted, and that's what makes the horn.
Oh, so it's not a conventional horn.
No, it's different from like a cow horn. It's different.
This is such a
than that.
laid-back combo.
So right here we have our friends, the giraffes. And the giraffes like carrots?
Oh yeah, carrots. And they like bananas too.
This is kind
how
of
tall are these
unintentional ASMR zoo
this guy right
tour.
here, he's about a little over 17 foot, I think. And the female's is shorter.
Now I understand that they're really high-strung animals.
Yeah, they get spooked easy. You gotta be calm when you go in with them.
Hey, watch that. Are you crying?
No, he drools a lot.
He drools a lot.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. See how long his
Whoa!
tongue is?
Whoa! Look at that
Yo! Wow.
His name is Uno?
Yeah.
And his friend's name is?
Well, we have two names for her. Her name is Dose and Jezebel.
Did you see
Zookeepers
George's
prefer to call
face?
her Jezebel. But she's a little shy right now. I think she's eating somewhere else.
He didn't appreciate
And
that.
how long do these guys live if they're not spooked?
Probably around 20, 30 years, I'd say. It's one of the biggest attractions. People like feeding
Well,
them.
yeah, why do people tend to like the giraffes?
I don't know. There's something about him.
Oh, wow.
You can get so close to him because he comes right down to you,
The Cleveland Zoo has a really cool giraffe exhibit where like you can there's like a bunch of places you can, but you're up on their level. Like, so like imagine if George was raised where he was like eye level with the giraffe. They have some really cool like feeding stations like that.
Something not big,
So they're sociable animals. They like people.
Yes.
Yeah, well, if you have food, as long as you have the food. You don't have the food, forget it.
And he knows I don't have any food.
They're so valuable. They're worth a lot of money, so you gotta be extra careful.
What does one of these go for?
They're very valuable.
Well, that female, we bought her for around $25,000. That gives you an idea of how
$25,000?
much they're worth.
So what can you tell us about the ostriches?
They're from Africa. And
in George's mind, the entire cost of that animal was added onto his property taxes.
Middle East, they used to be found in the Middle East, but not too much anymore. But throughout Africa, they're found.
Are they the world's largest birds?
Yes, they are. They're part of the rat-type family, which includes
Look how
emus,
chill this guy
rheas,
is, man. It's unbelievable.
and,
It's like next level.
cassowaries. They're a big thing in the United States now, ostriches, for their skins are worth a lot for like cowboy boots, and their feathers are worth a lot, and people are starting to like the taste of their meat, so they're starting to raise them in ranches now down south.
Now, does that make them anywhere near endangered?
No, they're pretty common.
There are plenty of them around.
Yeah.
And what do they eat? Do they eat bananas too?
Oh, they would eat anything practically. We feed them grain, but they'll eat anything they can get.
If you come out to this place, just bring a box full of bananas.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere.
That's wonderful. I never get tired of those wonderful animals at Southwick Zoo. And we're back here. We're
It
at
is.
CSC Television.
Zoos are
This,
great to
by
make
the way,
IRL at.
if you're wondering
think.
at home, is a teleprompter or prompter, as we call it in the industry. And what happens is people in the control room, somebody types a bunch of words into a computer, and it comes up right on the screen. And then some people sit here and watch it and read what they want to say to you, the folks at home, right off the screen. I, by the way, do not use one of these devices.
I can
Why,
see
you may
that,
ask?
Anand,
Because I have a brain. You see, I can think
I thought he was going to ask about the ostrich eggs.
of all by myself what I want to say to you, the home viewers. And right now what I want to say is, we'll be back with more prime time right after this.
Did you ever hear the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? There was this fellow who experimented by taking dangerous chemicals into his system. His perilous venture caused him to change into something horrible and frightening. He became a creature even his own mother couldn't recognize.
He became a Voight streamer.
Don't wait until a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde shows up in your house. Get help now from the people at Habilitat.
I need to go to that
Place of
place if it's in
change.
Hawaii.
Yes, welcome back to the big program, and this is our master control room right here at CSC Television, our switcher, character generator,
Look at that big old box
DVE,
of
or
Haagen-Dazs.
for you, the home viewers, digital video effects. And let's see, I think I can program something extra spatial in here, and we do that, and see, I can pop magically from here all the way over to here.
Wow.
Amazing. But hey, it's time. It's the Crimson Brass once again,
Yeah, it'd be a
preforming
good vacation.
Oakley Homie.
Why are they all dressed like farmers now? Hours of me doing dope, it's true. There's no point in denying it. Hold on, did they all take their shoes off? King would be in heaven, wow. Hey, Trixie. I can't believe I've seen this. This is now a memory for me.
Well, it's time to shut down for another night here on Prime Time. I'm at the controls. I can now rule the world. Good night, everyone.
Oh, man. Oh, my Lord. That's it. Give us the whole walk, George. What a bro. They do look like farmers. Man. When my life is flashing before my eyes at the end, I'm going to remember Jeannie was sung in that dress. All right, let's watch one more. This is a landmark episode, by the way, episode 50. We've watched 50 episodes of Primetime with George Dorunda.
This next Primetime program, upon completion, is being whisked off to the Museum of Broadcasting for archival purposes. It's that good.
Ooh, falling down behind him. Did you see that? Oh, there was the clown. Remember the clown? I said hands to yourself.
Cinemas, where it always smells like fresh popcorn. It's prime time with George Dorunda. Tonight, we go behind
Episode
the scenes here at
50.
Showcase
Oh my
Cinemas
God.
with John Lowe, and George gets his picture on his official TV.
It's gonna be a complete downward slide from here, since every episode that we watch is bringing us one episode closer to the end. And we're on, like, there are now more episodes behind us than ahead of us. So that luxury is now gone.
Host mug, plus reflection. So get ready for the most entertaining show on television.
McDonald's breakfast for sure. Only he's the kind of guy that if they stop serving it at 10:30, he shows up at 11, and then he's like, "What's the big deal? You know, making some breakfast half an hour later." And then makes like a Facebook post about it.
Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. Let me tell you, folks, what a power-packed show we have for you here tonight, because we're here at Showcase Cinemas. We're going to be going behind the scenes a little later on in the program. But, you know, for all you kids watching, Doug he's an aspiring superstar. And if you wonder how to get into show business, I think I have the answer. Now, here's what you do. Get yourself on one of those hour-and-a-half Oprah specials. That's the key. That's the key right there. Get yourself an hour and a half with Oprah, and your career's gonna skyrocket. But another way is to get your face on an official TV host mug. So let's head over to the Biggie, and we'll take care of that right now. So tell me, we can get our picture on anything, right?
Well, we have buttons, keychains.
What was that noise?
That means something's ready.
Something's ready. We'll pull it out. If it's ready, pull it out.
What do we got? We got a keychain of a couple.
We got a keychain of a couple.
There they are. And we do mugs.
Oh, they're just going to show them on camera? Docs?
And
wow.
we do the big posters.
Wow.
You want to see them?
Giant posters.
Right here.
Giant-sized posters.
Look at those little kids on that poster. Pretty good, huh?
So I can have a mug or a poster or anything?
That's right. We also got pins.
Wow.
We also have pins.
Yeah.
What's the most popular?
This year, it seems like the keychains are.
The keychains are.
Yeah, that's our new item. They like that. When you get a couple up here, the girl and the boy together, they both get one. So it's a good product.
Back to the Big E.
I've always liked mugs myself because I always enjoy a lovely beverage.
What kind?
I ask the questions because I'm the host.
Oh, okay.
So can we do a mug here?
Sure can.
What do I have to do? Where do I have to stand?
Right in here.
We sit right in here. Inside the sunset.
All right, looking good. Here we go.
Hey.
And now you got to pick out a saying for your mug.
Oh, we have sayings.
They all read something different. This one says, "When you want the best, call me." Does that suit you?
That suits me because I'm the best.
Okay.
So how long is this whole thing going to take?
It takes about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll be ready just like that.
There you go.
So it's just like magic. I told you, just like that.
Yeah. It says, "When you want the best, call me." Is that your?
You could not have told me that there was a transition there. It was so seamless.
Mug.
Nothing could be more true. You know me, huh?
No, I don't.
Well, you picked the right saying.
Nice. Yeah, that is a nice saying, isn't it, huh?
Nobody does it better.
There's the couple that he showed their picture.
The forest is home to many living things.
I love these kind of special effects, though, like miniatures, like practical miniatures. I think they look so cool.
You could burn a lot more than trees.
You could burn a home. What a sobering message.
That's where we're here at Showcase Cinemas. We're back again, and time to go see a movie. We have to get some snacks here. And Doug, what do you want? You want some popcorn? You want some Junior Mints? Doug? What would you like? Doug, what are you doing here? I mean, what'd you do with Kevin? He's supposed to be serving some snacks here, and you're supposed to be running camera.
He's in the bat cave.
In the bat cave.
Well, you better get him out of the Batcave because he has to work here. Fred's going to get mad at him. He's going to fire everybody. And what are you doing in this ridiculous outfit?
I'm Batman.
Doug,
Yeah, George?
take your hands off me.
Oh. Damn, I hate it when it does that.
Well, popcorn, and
Wow,
I
what
certainly
a
enjoy
train
popcorn.
wreck.
And let's go behind the
Oh,
scenes
man.
with John Lowe and see exactly how they make the popcorn here at Showcase Cinemas. Well, John, always a pleasure to have you here on the big program. You know what my favorite aspect of moviegoing is? Popcorn. And I understand there are myths that you do not pop your popcorn. People
Kevin
see
and
it in yellow
snacks.
bags, but we know different. You actually have a couple of popping rooms here.
Years ago, and this goes back to the 40s, there was usually a theater like the Calvin in Northampton. Right aside of the Calvin was a place called Denny Clifford's, which was a little soda fountain spa type thing where you buy ice cream, and they sold books and magazines there. And they had even a lending library, 2 cent a day lending library with the latest novels. But anyway, he had a popcorn machine there. And he used to pop popcorn. And for a dime, I think it was, you would buy a bag of popcorn in a
Bag of
glassine
popcorn
bag,
for a
very small.
dime?
And we had the theater there, not we here, but Goldstein, Western Mass Theaters. And we couldn't sell popcorn at the theater. In fact, we didn't sell anything at the theater except a little candy stand. The candy stand was a little piano.
Was there a reason for this?
Well, because that was the way the lease was for the store, for his store. Anyway, we had a candy stand, which was just like a piano, an upright piano. And at night, you just closed the 2 wings on it and closed the top down, and that was it. The 2 candy girls on a Saturday night stood in front of the candy
2 candy girls
stand,
at the same time?
stood in front of the piano, I call it, and sold you the candy. Candy was a nickel candy bar, 10-cent candy bar.
This is so good. I'm
and
going to clip
a
this.
25-cent bag of Kemp's salted nuts or mixed cashew nuts. We sold cigarettes there, and we sold lifesavers for a nickel, and that was it. Later on, we had a soda machine. Now, the soda machine was not a bottle machine. It was a little drink came out in a cup. And it was a nickel. And it was 3 different flavors, Coke, root beer, and orange. And that took care of the
Oh, how
entire
relaxing.
1876
This is a great
seat
segment.
customers that came to that theater at the Calvin in Northampton.
Were there lines at this machine?
Yes, there were always lines at the machine. But anyway, in those days, you could not take ice cream into the theater. He sold ice cream next door, but you could, in fact, we had 2 ice cream stores, one on each side. The Calvin ice cream made their own ice cream. You couldn't take ice cream unless you take ice cream in the theater. And you couldn't take your drink into the theater. You had to drink it by the machine. So anyway, things changed, and we developed our own popcorn.
Yeah, it really
bought,
doesn't.
Made from Springfield, and it was shipped up. And that's where the myth came about that most theaters never...
I'm out there in all my IRLs trying to find this world that doesn't exist anymore. I wish someone had told me in my 20s that it didn't exist anymore. I'm out here looking for something that don't even exist, which is foolishness.
Pop their own popcorn. But to avoid that myth, we all put in our own little popcorn machines at the stand. So at the stand, when you went in, you saw a popcorn machine and someone popping popcorn. And of course, the smell of that drove you crazy, and you had to stop and get some popcorn.
Now today
Popcorn
here,
industry destroyed
we don't
this
see
guy.
people popping at the stands, but
No.
it is fresh popped
We
popcorn every day.
popcorn all the time at 11 to 14 across the street, and over here in 1 to 10.
What a
And
great, this is such a good
We
segment.
go through bags and bags and bags of corn when we're busy.
How much do you go through in a
that
busy
would be
day?
that would be like a military secret. I think we would probably get. I would get shot if I told you that.
Does that vary depending on whether or not I'm here to see a movie?
Yes, we notice there's a big increase when you come, but we sell ice cream. Some of our theaters are selling coffee now.
There was a guy around here that was like had a little theater, and he always made such a big deal out of the fact that they use real butter. And so it was always like really annoying. He'd always take a bunch of time, every single time telling you about it. And so finally it's just like, dude, who cares? And then he got like really upset about it.
We're selling hot dogs at some of the theaters. We're selling a small special type pizza at some of our theaters.
Oh my God, a
They're
special type
constantly
pizza?
Trying to find things that will be saleable, that will be easy to handle, easy to work with.
Something to enhance the movie-going experience.
The people want it, frankly. The people want it and are looking for it. We sell promotional T-shirts from time to time. We sell movie posters from time to time. We sell souvenir books of the film.
When I used to do those like public movie screenings and shit, I could get I got Rural King to donate free popcorn, since it was like a free event that anybody could come to. They gave me a whole bunch of those like gigantic bags of popcorn.
We sell MTV calendars. We sell MTV cups. And these are usually tied in with a promotion. We own National Amusements, that owns the theaters, owns Viacom and MTV and the Movie Channel and Showtime. And Sumner Redstone is in charge of the whole conglomerate. And so we do try to work with MTV and their various promotional things from time to time. And that's
He was he was like a big, sweaty, frantic, fat guy, the Real Butter guy. And also, whenever, remember Movie Pass, when that was a thing, and you could see like as many movies as you wanted, like one a day for a month for like $10 or something. He always made a big deal out of pointing out that like he could, since it wasn't like my personal credit card, that he could put in whatever number he wanted. He knew what the maximum he could charge for the tickets were. Like I really gave a shit, or like that. I would be like, oh wow, that's so cool. You can overcharge for a ticket. Like I never understood the need, and he did it like every time too.
That's why you'll see some of these new things in our stand. But the public finds
there's the Janix
it's very
hard at
desirable
work.
to have big size drinks, big size popcorn,
big size
candy bars, and the theaters.
We're bringing back
past,
super size.
Used to get criticized for selling a candy bar that you could buy at CVS or you could buy somewhere else cheaper. So across the country, they are now making what they call theater packs, which are a special, bigger size candy bar.
Big size candy.
Theaters. A bigger size of a name brand candy bar that are sold at theaters. Hershey's, for example, does that. Mars does that. Every major company that sells candy now makes a theater pack exclusively for theaters.
So you could not find these products anywhere else.
That's right.
And you will very shortly be having hot dogs here?
Well, we don't know. We're doing them in Hartford right now. What they do is
we're putting in the work on hot dog research.
Locations here in the United States and another 10 over in England. And they, through our concession department, will try an item here and an item there, and an item in 5 or 6 of our locations, various demographic locations, various geographical locations, and see if it's successful. And if it is, then they bring it out a little bit further into another 20 theaters. And that's how they do it, because it's very risky, because what goes one place doesn't necessarily go in another place. So they could very well wind up with stuff that they were trying to push down theater people's throat. So we just do it very slowly, very
I've never
carefully,
had snow caps. I don't like raisins.
That's how we've started a lot of new things,
But I've had
particularly
milk
big
duds
size
before.
different things. So that's worked out very well. But popcorn is part of going to a movie. You wouldn't watch a movie without popcorn.
It's like going to a caterer's banquet without food, right?
That's right. You couldn't go. You couldn't enjoy it.
And you do use canola oil?
Yes, we use a canola oil that is a new product that we've just started about a year ago. And that's been very successful. It's much tastier, and it is nutritionally better for you. Popcorn is one of the best nutritional foods you can ever get. And every once in a while we go into these little
Especially when you put all that extra butter on.
No. So anyway, the soda too. We switched over to Pepsi about a year and a half ago from Coca-Cola, and Pepsi has been a very promotion-minded company. And as a result, we've had all of these Pepsi-Cola contests and Pepsi-Cola giveaways and things like that. And that's worked out very well. So our increase in sales has been very, very good. Our whole goal is to get you to spend more on the stand, not by raising prices. We are very careful about competitive prices on popcorn, soda, and candy, as I explained to you about the candy, because it's very important that people don't feel they're being taken advantage of. We're trying a new thing in Hartford called Pick a Mix, which is a series of plastic dishes on the side wall, and you go up to them and you put your little shovel in and take out some things and take out different candy. We have 25 different candies there, and you put them in a little bag, and then you take it over to the person and weigh it, and you're helping yourself to your own candy.
You'll pay and get the selection you want, and, and pay by the pound for what you're getting.
Yes. Yeah. Pay.
Do you guys? I don't know if it's still a thing in regular stores, but like when I was a kid, they had that in like pretty much all the grocery stores. They just have a huge display of all these different like candies, and you just like scooped them into a bag and like paid by the pound, no matter like what kind of candy you got. It was really cool.
By the pound, quarter pound, half pound, whatever way you want it, whatever way you do. And it's been very successful. We've been doing it.
I don't
now
even
for
like
about
going to
3
the
months,
theater
and it's
anymore, to
just
be
building
honest.
up all the time. The people like it because they can get more of what they want in one thing, and they have this wonderful feeling about being able to be their own master, so to speak. And there's a tremendous selection of stuff there in the counter. It's worked out good. One of our newest successes, you might say.
A new innovation. Continuing our tour behind the scenes, sort of here in this segment, what is the screen material actually made of?
Well, the screen material right now is a plastic sheet perforated with millions of little holes in it for the sound to come through, and it's washable. A screen lasts usually about 3 or 4 years, and it can be washed, they say, once or maybe twice, and then it has to be replaced. So we have a system of replacing screens about every 4 years.
I'm trying to think of when the last time I went was. I went a ton during the Movie Pass era, and then, God, maybe the last Jackass movie was the last time I've been to the theater.
They cost an average of $2,000 to put up a new screen. They're tailor-made to the size of the auditorium, to the style of the auditorium, to the general width of the auditorium. Each screen has a different reflective type quality, whether it's a matte screen or a special lenticular type.
I don't know why that is. Like, why would he be mad if people wanted to wait? Like, no offense to anybody's taste or whatever, but like, there's literally not a movie at the theater I have seen in a while where I've been like, yeah, I'm gonna get up and leave my house and then spend like $30 to go see this movie that's definitely gonna have like a bunch of AI CGI bullshit in it. Like, there's just no way. I'm definitely wouldn't. There are very few movies that are like modern ones that I would actually pay for. I'll wait for like a streaming service or the library. What's up, Jedi Rich? Is he saying like that we should be out supporting these studios? Why would I support a shit product? That doesn't make any sense.
Screen, and it's quite a job to know which screen to put in. We have people come up from Boston that's all they do, go around the whole country putting in screens and putting new masking in and new adjustable drapes and things like that.
True.
Now, in the projection booths...
Yeah, I'm not going to go to the theater. Like, Madam Web, if I'm at the library, I was like, oh, Dakota Johnson. Like, I liked seeing her naked in a bunch of movies. I'll watch that. But I'm not going to go to the theater and see anything. Come on.
Most people at home expect to see the old reels, and we don't use those anymore. We now have...
We're on platters. A platter is, the film comes to us in reels, and it is mounted together, spliced together onto a big platter. And that
Theaters are dying because the movies suck, in my opinion. If they were putting out movies that like got people excited and wanted to go, it's like blaming you're blaming the victims here. People want to go to the movies, I feel like, in general, but like they're not going to go unless there's something they want to see, and then they're going to have a good experience. It's going to be I mean, who knows? I just think it really, if the movies were better, like I think people would start going back again.
That platter goes up, across, down through the projector, and in.
Well, imagine my surprise. I was like, oh, awesome. The naked chick from 50 Shades and Sydney Sweeney. Like, of course I'm going to watch that. And then I was like, looking up the critical reaction after, and I was like, oh, wow, this movie was like such a B movie. And so much time was like spent talking about it and analyzing it from like every perspective. And I was like, really? This is the movie you're going to break down?
To another platter, where it automatically rewinds itself. It's rewound as it's coming through. Then the operator just threads it up again and goes right through, and it winds up on the next platter. So in other words, it's a completely automated type thing except for threading up the projectors.
And the theater lights going up and down are all completely automated?
On the film itself, the operator puts some little silver tinfoil pieces, which automatically triggers the mechanism, which says the lights go up when this piece of tinfoil goes through, the lights go up, the lights go down, the music stops, the music plays.
Like I watched which I understand people say, well, you can't expect a good movie or whatever, but I watched the like live action Aladdin a while back, and it really stuck with me how like lame it was. Like nobody seemed like they gave a shit that was in the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody was like really going for it or trying to like, and I mean, maybe that's how they directed them, was just to be like lifeless or whatever. But I would have been mad if I had paid like, money to see that. Like, and that's how a lot of movies are now.
And whatever. It's all done by.
Like I watched the one about Saturday Night Live. I think it was just called like Saturday Night. They had these incredible, like towering historical figures that were like so interesting. George Carlin and, Belushi and everything. And the movie is just like, it's so, I don't know. It's just really, it's just really boring. It doesn't seem like anybody like, I don't know, maybe they're going for like an ultra natural type of acting or whatever, but it just seems like nobody really gives a shit.
The operator in his preparation and mounting the film together, what we call mounting.
American Tail.
Now you have one operator who may service several theaters.
That's right.
What happens if the film breaks? Is there a safety?
Oh yes, of course. If the film ever broke, the projector shuts down, the screen lights go up, the house lights go on, and the buzzer buzzes to notify everybody.
I'll watch anything on DVD.
All of our managers are licensed operators also, so that we have an operator in each building all the time.
And are there different types of lenses depending on whether you're using...
Yes, we have, if you're playing a CinemaScope picture, we have CinemaScope lenses that have to be put on for that, and what we call a flat picture.
Who's this guy?
A scope picture,
is that the
is long and wide, and the flat picture is more square. So that's all done by the operator ahead of time.
Now, we mentioned before about running the same film in two adjacent theaters.
Right.
You do not necessarily have to get two prints of that movie. I understand there's something called interlock.
Yeah. Lately, they've been sending us two prints on a picture, but occasionally we have, in some of our theaters, are equipped, side-by-side theaters are equipped with an interlock mechanism, which enables us to run the one print in two theaters by a series of rollers.
Yes.
The film comes off the platter the same way and goes.
Exactly. Like Aladdin looked amazing, and it like, it was like, it wasn't like bad, but it was just like, it just seemed like a lot of like, they didn't want to take any risks or any chances like whatsoever. At least that's how a lot of movies seem like to me.
Goes through the projector, and instead of going back,
like that Saturday Night Live movie could have been like so crazy and like over the top and memorable, and instead it's like this almost like a generic drama, to be honest.
Into the bottom platter, it goes across a series of rollers to the other projector. and then through to the bottom bladder. So what it means, it enables us to take a picture that's very successful and run it in 2 theaters.
Who is this
for a
guy?
particular showing.
Is that the guy that's talking?
Enabling
He
us
looks
not to
different.
have to have a second print if the film company
What is
hasn't
going? What is
had a
happening
second print
here?
available for us. And there's a delay of about 30 seconds, so you could actually go into this theater and see the
Well, this
20th
looks like
Century
some
Fox
mousetrap
trademark
shit.
And run
walk-
into the other
and
theater.
walk right- well, you wouldn't have to
You
run.
wouldn't have to
You would
run.
walk into the other theater and see the 20th Century Fox trademark. Or you could go back and see the same dance number twice if you wanted to.
Oh,
Not
wow.
quite.
Almost. If you were quick.
Yes, if you were quick.
I understand across the street, 11 and 14 are interlocked, and that is one of the longest interlocked
No, 11,
runs.
11 and 12 are interlocked, and 13 and 14 are interlocked.
But there's the back 2 are the ones that that is the
They're
longest
interlocked. Yeah, that's one of the
interlocked
longest.
run in the country.
Yeah, that.
South to west, that's not true. The short, round guy lives in the movie theater. What a comment from south to west.
That one.
Wow. He does
well,
not live.
there are longer ones than that
theater.
too, because we have some new theaters that have been built that are 8 and 10 plexes in one long row. See, these are all built in sections, so to speak, but there are 8 and 10 theaters in one long row. The booth is as long
He
as this. It's
seems like a
150
neat,
feet
neat
booth.
little guy. I like him.
Long booth. And you can almost see the other end of the
George will
projectors,
have
and
him
we
working on
interlocks
prime
that go
time.
that length by a series of rollers. There's
So
no
you-
real reason to do it, but it can be done.
Usually you would interlock the 2 nearest projectors.
Yes, right. That's right.
But
it can be done.
It can be done.
Yeah, almost anything can be
What's
done
up,
now.
Ernie
I always say
Eldorado?
to the kids at the theater, I say, we went to the moon. I don't know why we can't do this. And that's one of our slogans. But the movie business is fascinating because there are so many people that want to know so much about the movie business, making movies, the stars, the gossip, the history.
He doesn't know any of that.
How to write a film, how to write for film, how to direct. Years ago, there was only 2 to 4 books a year put out on movies. Now there's probably 6 books a week on movies. There was no film schools. There was 2 film schools, 3 film schools in the 40s, UCLA, USC, and NYU. Now there's probably, I would say, over 150 schools that teach film in some form, enabling you to get a BA degree in fine arts. There are schools for writing, schools for directing, schools for photography.
That's fair, Ernie.
Schools for editing. And
do people still do that? Or do people still try to like, well, I guess if no one's going to the theater, you'd have an empty theater. You do whatever you wanted.
if you figure that every bit of film you see on television, someplace along the line was film, and every...
I would like to do that, Randy. I think it would be interesting to put on an event that's like open to the public and not really prepare them or anything. Like you could have some like refreshments that get people that you'd get at least a few people if you offered refreshments, and then just show them prime time with no context.
Piece of film in the theater that you see is film, and every training film you read see
Ric
at work
Flair.
is film. There's a lot of filmmakers that are going to be making film in the years to come.
And hopefully for many, many years to come. And hopefully the folks at home had a chance to get a glimpse behind the scenes here.
Of the movie business.
Of the movie business. John, thanks once again for being here. You're welcome.
Imagine like leaving your house and going to what's presented as like a pop-up art experience. And there's going to be some like light refreshments, and then it ends up you just watching this interview with this guy about the movie industry in 1993.
Come back anytime, and you folks stick around. We'll be back with more of the big program right after this.
That's true, Randy.
What are you doing this weekend that's so important you can't take a little time to test your home for radon? After all, it is the second leading cause of lung cancer, and a radon
why don't they
test
have
kit
an
is
800 number
inexpensive.
telling you?
You could pick one up on your
what
way
to
to get
do?
a few things for the yard.
Ticket taker content.
Yes, welcome back to the big program. And you know, for you Red Sox fans, Red Sox season tickets are now available. And I understand they're running some magnificent bargains. Something like buy one season ticket, get one free. Buy two season tickets, and you get to play third base. Hey, but somebody who's never on third base, yes, it's the lovely and talented Jeannie here to perform with Reflection. Save the best
what?
for last.
What? Never on third base.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon. I see the passion.
Just like heaven opened up and the light came down and gave us Jeannie was sung.
Surprise, 'cause there was a time when all I did was wish you tell me this was love. It's not the way I hoped or how I planned. Somehow it's enough, and now we're standing face to face. Isn't this world a crazy place? Just when I thought our chance had passed.
No way, not Jeannie was sung.
Save the best for
Randy, did you hear that Savvy Guy wants to leave the United States?
all of the nights you came to me when some silly girl had set you free. You wondered how you'd make it through. I wondered what was wrong with you. 'Cause how could you give your love to someone else and share your dreams with me? Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can see. But now we're standing face to face. Isn't this world a crazy place? Just when I thought our chance had passed, you go and save the best for last.
I think it's affecting. I think the tariffs are affecting the business that he's in. He's pretty upset about the economic situation. We'll watch the video on Saturday. Hot piece of tape.
Sometimes the very thing you're looking for is the one thing you can see.
What's with the angle on the ballerina?
Sometimes the snow comes down in June. Sometimes the sun goes round the moon.
Yeah, this is a purely box spotlight segment, which I appreciate.
You go and save the best for last. You went and saved the best for last. Yeah.
Wow, what a performance.
Yes,
from
well, that just about wraps up another
Jeannie
show
with
here on
Song.
Prime Time. It's time for the movie to start. Ernie's ready up in the projection booth. Doug, why don't you join me for the movie? We have our big bags of popcorn, and we have plenty of snacks.
Here, Doug, why don't you
What could be
reach
better?
into this
A
popcorn
movie
bucket?
and snacks. Hey, thanks to everyone here at Showcase Cinemas. It was another perfect show. Good night, everyone.
Okay, am I wrong? I never felt like there was aside from when they would do like the fake fighting, I never thought that there was a weird vibe between George and the original guy, Mark Brosseau or whatever. Everything about the interactions with this new guy to me are just completely like weird and awkward. Yeah, I'm thinking Jeannie with Sung was a depth charge. Popcorn content. Popcorn Maxim. He doesn't. He's not. There's something. He's a performer, but it's more. He should be on like a cruise ship or something, you know? Not on a. He's not a good co-host. Is that him at work? He looked like he was really working. He was ringing somebody up. Oh, that interview, amazing. What a great 50th episode. Sorry. Well, that's episode 50. That means we only have 47 episodes left, and that includes like the, the anniversary show and the farewell shows. So, wow, what a ride. Well, I'm gonna go. What an emotional roller coaster we've been on today. We lost Vinny Slugga. I inadvertently forced us to watch like 6 reflections, like videos. But that's all right. That baby is now 32 years old. Wow. All right. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for Memphis Wrestling. Right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. All right, so I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do Memphis Wrestling. I don't know if I'll do a live today or tomorrow. I'm still weighing things out, but I'll be back though tomorrow. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out for all the reflection. Pour one out for Vinny Slugga, and I'll see you.